Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Friday's stream over here at twitch.tv/theslayergiant and youtube.com/theslayergiant. It is me, Alex, the Slayer Giant, back again. After taking Thursday off by two reasons. One, originally I was planning on doing an early stream with my buddy Paul because it would be his last stream because his daughter was coming soon, and he had told me the day before, like late after before I did the Wednesday stream where I finished Pragmata, that there was a chance that he may have to induce his wife like to the hospital earlier than usual, and lo and behold, that happened. And as of yesterday, he's become a dad again. His daughter was born, so that stream with him ended up not happening. And let's just say that then, as I was getting closer to the night, late at night, I felt the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday stream, that back-to-back like streak of playing, really got to me, especially that on Wednesday, staying up until 2 a.m. to finish that game. So I took yesterday off, and today was a hectic Friday. Let's just put it like that. So that's why I'm starting like an hour later than I usually am, but we're here. So it's funny enough that at least it kind of like lined up relatively well, because Saros, the new game from Housemarque, that made Returnal, which is the game that I'm gonna be playing, the reviews went out today, or was it? Yes, today. Like at midnight, like right around the time midnight hit, like the review embargo like dropped, and it scored really well. I think it has an 88 Metacritic. I made a bet that game was gonna be an 88. Let me double check. I don't know if it's gone up or down since then. Let's see, Saros. It is an 88, just like I made the bet, because that's kind of like the games made and published by Sony literally get, so many of them get 88s. So that's why I was like, okay, cool, like nailed it. It has some high scores from many sites. IGN, surprisingly, but not surprisingly, considering what's been happening with that site this year, actually came in lower. They gave it a 7 compared to Returnal getting an 8. And some of the criticism laid out there, it's funny reading it out of context. It seems like they're complaining about it roguelike being a roguelike, but then there's other stuff about like what that game does with the story, that apparently the story is not very good, it's been told, and I don't hear much told about the story in other reviews. Others just praise the gameplay, which they say is pretty excellent, which is not surprising considering how good Housemarque is with gameplay. So yeah, so that means that they got another hit in their hands. Like, yes, it's an IGN 7, but come on, you got an 88. And how much did Returnal get? I think it was an 86. Let me see. Returnal Metacritic. Back in, yeah, like it reviewed better, like overall. So they should be pretty happy with that, I would say. So yeah, and I played Returnal before. Unfortunately, like I didn't have a PS5 when the game came out because it took a while for PS5s to show up. What up, KB? Welcome. So I got my PS5 until July 3rd, 2021. Even though I ordered one like in the middle of May. I live in El Salvador, so for context. So these were pandemic times. Like the prices were like skyrocketing. Like the few PS5s that managed to enter the country cost, I kid you not, $1,400 at like Walmart. And this official retailer that carries a lot of Sony products called Omnisport, they did a weird Mother's Day, like a Mother's Day promotion where you could buy a PS5 for Mother's Day, which I was like, why are you selling a PS5 for Mother's Day? Are mothers gonna be playing PS? I mean, yes, I know there's girls that play PS5, but I just found it funny. Like, that's how I could get like a relatively cheaper PS5. They were selling it for 880 the disc version and 649 the digital version. I bought the digital version, and a month and a half later, after it got rescued from customs, I finally got it on July 3rd, which is always a funny date for me because July 3rd, 2013 is when I got my personal PS3 Slim when I was in college, because the PS3 that I owned for a while, I left it at home. And on July 3rd, 2014 is when I got my PS4, my personal PS4, because with my brother we had gotten like a PS4 for home, but obviously because I was still in college, that PS4 would remain home, or like would remain home. I couldn't bring it with me, but I got my own personal one on that July 3rd, and then lo and behold, July 3rd, that's when I got my PS5. So around that time, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart had already come out, so that was one of the first games that I played. Returnal came and went. I waited until a sale to get it, when I got it for like $55 and around October that year. But around that time, I was already playing other stuff. Deathloop, Kena were some of the things that I was playing. The Guardians of the Galaxy game was coming. I was playing Metroid Dread also. So I never really gave it a full shot. Then the updates kind of came in, like when they added co-op and the Tower of Sisyphus, or whatever they call it. And I always said that I always wanted to go back to it. And ended up, it's a game that just kind of got away from me. And also that was around the time that I was still so heavily in live service land. I was playing Destiny 2 heavily. I was also playing the Avengers game. In fact, 2021 is when I played a lot of that Avengers game. And kind of like what finally made me stop playing that Avengers game was after the Spider-Man DLC came out. After that, and I realized what that was going to be. And then kind of the winding down support is when I stopped playing that game. So Returnal kind of fell victim to that. So, but its follow-up is nearly here. I'm glad it's reviewing well. And at least I want to give it an honest attempt to get through all these 5 biomes and say that I beat it. Even though I know that the big thing about Returnal, it being a roguelike, is that only beating it once is not even the whole thing. But at least I want to say I beat it. I don't want to be a poser just jumping to Saros. But which I heard apparently it's easier now. Which I was actually reading a not quite review from Jeff Gersman that was sort of negative, but still had some positive things to say. That it's interesting how he said that he felt like Saros was Returnal again, but with its edges sanded off. And I find that really interesting, considering that that's usually how I feel about so many of PlayStation sequels. So, oh, cool. We got a bot here. And your band. But yeah, Returnal. I've waited to play it again, and I'm gonna have like a private like server open just in case for like co-op, like if anyone kind of wants to join. So enough yapping. Now let me just get my water bottle and let's mosey. Okay, switching over my monitor. And I think people want Saros to be harder than Returnal. From you can see certain modifier permutations can literally turn you into Superman. I think people who want hard edge will be sad. Yeah, I can imagine. Like, that was basically the argument Jeff Gersman was saying. So it makes sense. So I agree with that too, KB. That's why, like, I am not mad of hearing that that Saros is easier per se because like remember, Returnal was made as a second party. They were not even bought by Sony at the time. After Returnal, they were purchased. So I can imagine as a now first as a first party studio with first party obligations, they probably felt like they needed to raise the basically raise how many people could or were gonna buy that game, and kind of like lower the skill gap for people to enjoy it. So I understand where that is coming from, and I think that worked out well because it's still reviewed better. But you know, there's the hardcore people are always gonna hardcore, and Returnal will always be there if they want that. That's kind of like the beauty. I feel like in a way, hearing that, I'm glad that it feels like Saros doesn't make Returnal obsolete in a way. Like there is a reason to still play Returnal if you want to get your teeth kicked in. So yeah, the interaction between commerce and creativity. It's so real. Alright. And for those who didn't see it, watch me beat Pragmata with my on my last VOD. Great game. Second favorite game of this year so far. So obviously with the caveat that there's more stuff to come. So you've never done Returnal call, but you can do it in 5 minutes. Awesome. So then let's get you in. And let me see. I'm gonna be in the Slayer Giants game chat. Or the main game chat. Testing mic. Testing, testing. You like how Returnal uses the Gen 1 PS Studios intro? Yeah. Yeah, when it was like a bunch of games. Man, the game looks real sharp on the Pro. And I know that, and I say that even playing in a 1080p monitor, I notice it. Man, this game's so good. Just the movement alone, I love how I remember that was the thing that struck me the first time I played it. That, man, it's like, this is one of Sony's best playing games, like from a gameplay perspective. You notice it also? Yeah, makes sense. So, okay, so how it works is like, if I remember, it's like you come to this bubble, you activate, and you host a private cycle, and oh yeah, I need to put myself online, so there you go. I sent you the invite, so join in whenever you can. Also, I think this game was made in Unreal Engine 4, if I'm not mistaken, because Saros, I was kind of like listening to the Digital Foundry review. It's a UE5 game that doesn't use a lot of the UE5 tech, because a lot of the UE5 tech doesn't work on modern consoles. Like it lowers resolution, it creates problems. That's an engine that's going to shine on PS6 or better hardware. So pause on the stream with my phone. So now we just gotta wait on my buddy KD. He's gonna join to do what I'm gonna do right now is what I was gonna do with Paul, but that's what happens when you enter fatherhood. Yes, I would agree, KB. I like Oliver because he's very technical, but he's also very ASMR-ish. Whereas whenever you get a John video, he's so charismatic. And I love the angles that he gets when, whenever he does a video. Like, just recently, like, what he did for Mario Wonder on Switch 2. Like, he can make even the most, like, oh, of course this would look good, like, into such a nice, entertaining watch. An informative watch. Whereas Oliver is, he's informative, but the entertainment factor can be, like, rough. Especially when it's him and Richard Ledbetter. Though I like Richard Ledbetter because he's so British. So, yeah, the Death Stranding 2 video that John did was immaculate. I wonder what... So I'm playing with the DualSense Edge. I'm gonna see what happens if I do the... Okay, so... You have stick. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I wonder, could you join in if I start, like, if I get out of this rift? That's my big question. I remember the last time I played Returnal, I got a grappling hook. That's like the last thing I remember doing. Alright, hopping on. Awesome. Let me know if you need another invite. But I will certainly say that I'm glad that Returnal came out around the time that the grifters were not as big as they are right now. Because it's can you imagine the discourse? Right, let me post private cycle, select player. There you are. Alright, let me know if you got it. Yeah, that's weird. You should be able to. Me share link. All right. Nah, that's too complicated. Sending it again. You have PS Plus, right? That'd be funny if you don't. Oh, no, I see what happened. I see what happened. Okay, I'm sending you the invite, and I have to wait here. That's why. So, until you join. Because otherwise you're not able to join. So, do the last invite that I sent. There we go, player joining. And you're there.
2 cycles converging again. Are you ready? Ready.
Which, by the way, KB, I'm on the Discord because I would like for your voice to show up on stream. So, join the chat. I'm there. I'm in main game chat. There you are. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes. There you are. Alright.
Oh, dude, I heard what you said on stream about thank God that this came out before certain corners of the internet.
Uh-huh.
You know, dude, the Discord should be in freaking insufferable.
Yes, I'm just saying. This got lucky that it came out when it did.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
And what's funny is that the actress that plays Celine is in Saros, so now we're gonna get it from there. So, alright. I hope they haven't said that co-op is in Saros, right?
I think VGC said it's not.
Okay, that sucks.
Well, to be fair, this was like an add-on, so they might do that, you know, with...
Yeah. It kind of sucks, though, because like it was such a good add-on that I'm like, why didn't you just do it again? Like, from the start. Especially now seeing what happened with Ghost of Yotei, then doing the stagger multiplayer release, that thing really came and went. The Legends. No one talked about it after the first day.
Oh, yeah.
That sucks.
So is the what is the play with these multiplayer add-ons? Is it like, is it better to have it day one at launch, or you know what I mean?
I would say yes. I think like I can see why they keep doing that, because there's something about the continuous use of like updating a game that can like create more engagement down the line. I can see that's why. That's probably why they initially did it.
Right.
But I feel that now that we're like at the apex of the time economy, where there's so many games all the time, like I don't think that's gonna work as well anymore, because now it's overwhelming how many games we have. Man, this game's so good. It's so good.
How do you reload again?
You have to press R2 in the square when it shows when you run out of bullets.
Oh, okay, for sure. Yeah, it's been a minute since I played this.
So, KB, do you remember the score I betted on?
Yeah, you said 88. It's
Yep.
exactly 88.
What did I tell you? Don't I know my fellow reviewers? Of Sony first party.
Okay, so how do you see Wolverine panning out?
I feel that one might also get an 88. Probably, like, especially with the extended death cycle, they still haven't shown what's the it for Wolverine. And I feel a lot of, I think there's gonna be some revisionism happen after Spider-Man just scored so high. And you know how the sentiment toward the game is so mixed now. It's a 90.
It's not a 90.
Yeah, that game's not a 90, like, in the slightest.
I agree with what Chris had to say on Sacred. It's like the writing is just too soft, you know? It's like too Winnie Hut Jr.
Mm-hmm. Is there like, and I think it was Radek that said it was like like Disney Channel, and I'm like, yes,
it is, yeah.
It is like that.
Like Disney 3, 6, 5.
Oh man. The worst part is that it has the same writers from the first game. I don't know what happened. Like,
it does. Oh, it does, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, I would say, do you think the cultural wins during the development of that game sort of took precedent? Yeah. Took center stage? You know what I mean?
Yes, and you know another thing that I just remembered? Spider-Man 1 was a second-party game.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, so they probably, when they got absorbed into the PlayStation family, they felt like they needed to fill up a certain quotas.
So, okay, those games were all Shu games, though. Do you think Shu was like outright mandating this?
I don't think so, because it doesn't strike me like that.
You know, I don't. It doesn't strike me as that type of person either. So.
In fact, like, especially him coming from Japan, he's such a straight shooter.
Exactly.
Like,
right?
Like,
it just doesn't track.
Yeah, that seems more like, you can tell when the US started calling the shots.
Oh, I see what
you're saying. Yeah.
Oh wait, where were we going?
Yeah, I fell off, so I don't know if you can follow me.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, okay.
I think that's where you can get. Oh yeah. What up, Nova? Welcome. We got KB in the chat too. So.
We'll see, because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, the first true, let's just say, AAA, third-person, over-the-shoulder, green light in the single-player space from Herman is Intergalactic, right? Has to be.
Yes. Like, based
so
on the
we'll
timing,
see.
yes.
Like, yeah, we'll see, right? Like,
and look how long it's taken. It's like, it really sucks that the very first fruit of the labor for that is so late.
right. Wait, Slayer, you're telling me you don't want to play fair Games?
Oh, absolutely not. Especially hearing that they have not even found the fun yet. That was really, like, reading that really pisses me off. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
What did he see in the green light? What did he even see in the green light? You know what I mean? Yeah. What was even the pitch?
I don't even know. Like, it really was. You know what I think? What the green light was like? Oh, do you have a multiplayer game? Okay, we need a lot of those. You're in. That's what it seems like. Because remember, 12 live services by 2025 was the goal. Back in 2021.
Yeah, I remember that fiscal quarter presentation sort of set the alarm bells. Exactly, they set the tenor for the like. I agree with Colin in that I'm not as dour on this generation, but I understand why a lot of people are, and they really did a bad job of controlling the message. They should have never put that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like you said, it just set the tone, it set the tenor. Now you have a bunch of diehard single-player guys or fans crossing their arms, seeing, oh, see, this is exactly why we didn't want Jim Ryan, and then that's just sort of festers throughout. And they did a really bad job of
Yeah.
messaging this whole thing.
Yeah, and to me, like, the worst part is getting that message at the same time as us getting a Sony that doesn't like talking, that could never give us a consistent showcase. Because remember, it's like, it's in this era where we lost the E3 conference from them. We lost when they were going to give us showcases because they could never... They never, like, really balanced if State of Play was always the big next thing for them. Like, it always created this weird question mark at everything they did. Because what is your real focus? What is your real...
What's your North Star?
Exactly. What's your North Star? And
yeah.
And I do feel that's kind of like what hurts more the PS5 gen, even though, like, if you objectively look at the output has been fairly similar.
Yep.
Like from the games that we've gotten. But last time around we got the same games, but we kept getting roadmaps. We had people that we liked constantly talking with us. We could always check it. We always knew when to check in with them. We always knew that by June time they were gonna show up, they were gonna tell us what to be excited for. They decided to stop doing that. And then the year when they didn't do a showcase at all in 2022.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
Really set a bad precedent for like communication, and I feel that was like the PR death of the PS5 generation, because like apparently why they didn't do a showcase in 2022 was because Jim Ryan was so focused on stopping the ABK acquisition that they wanted to seem weak. That was kind of like the perception, like that they wanted.
I remember that. Yeah.
That they wanted to seem weak because that was how they were gonna present their case for why that acquisition should never happen. Because then, like, I remember when we were supposed to get a showcase, you got a lot of PS5 exclusives being. I'm gonna say this, like, they got randomly announced. Like, I remember Silent Hill 2 was randomly announced in like a weird week. Final Fantasy 16 had another random trailer. I think the People Can Fly game, which recently got a recent update. Apparently, they're working with Sony.
Oh right, I remember that they signed a deal for something. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like when you start like piecing those things together, then you're like, why are you announcing this and where's the showcase? So
here's what I'll say with regards to Nishino. And I don't know if you had a chance to listen to this week's episode of Sacred, but Colin made some pretty good points.
I'm an hour in with that one.
Okay.
I got past the shoot talk and the Uncharted 4.
Right. Yeah.
Like, so that's when I stopped. I think that's around an hour, so I still have the rest.
Okay, for sure. So I'll let you finish that out, but yeah, Colin made some really good points about if Herman Holst, like how complicit was Herman Holst in this whole live service initiative. That now that we know that Shu was kind of like he got fired for exactly, yeah. And Colin just was sort of prognosticating that, well, Shu didn't want to do any of these. Didn't want to do PS Productions. He didn't want to do live service. And Colin was making the point that it doesn't absolve Herman, but it does soften the blame. So I mean, I will say he does have a giant win under his belt pretty early on in Astro.
Yeah.
So I don't think the guy is completely clueless, but some of these service game green lights are just absolutely like, what are you thinking?
Yeah. Now let me present you the counterpoint. Who greenlit the original Astrobot, and who greenlit Astro's Playroom?
Yeah, totally fair points. Fair points.
And so basically, like, the win is that he didn't rock the boat there. They let a full game of that franchise that proved itself twice to come out again. So I would say that he has a good, like, if Herman's good at anything, is that when he's not rocking the boat and letting things happen. Do you want a shotgun?
Sure, I'll take it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. When he's staying the course, things are fine because the foundation was already set. But I think this also just proves that more anything underlines he has poor taste making. And now when we're asking for what are your like real, what's the real fruit of your labor? Fair Games is one of those. Fair Games happened after shoot, and look where we are now. Horizon Hunters Gathering would have been around him, like
definitely him. Definitely him.
That's definitely him, especially when we know that probably the worst thing that could have happened to his tenure is just how much Horizon has been forced on people, and it earned Horizon the joke that it's an industry plant now. Of like, why are you pushing all these Horizon games when like that franchise doesn't have the same adoration and love and cachet like literally the rest of first party, but it's treated like it's like the king. So that didn't help. And then at the same time, I feel like with the lack of taste making, I think you can also add it to the PS5 gen has been really poor, and the thing that has always made PlayStation so good, which is every generation it's a fresh start. Every generation these studios are allowed a clean break to try something new. And this was the gen that I feel like, in a way, I kind of don't blame it because the new IP we got at the end of the PS4 generation, so I understand you want to get a sequel out. Like, why not? But it's made this generation so safe. It's made this generation so...
plain yogurt, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, exactly. Plain yogurt is the right way, because like these games hit so hard the first time around that the second time around has just not hit the same. And I feel that's what hurts it, because I love Jotei, especially because I did like it more than Tsushima myself.
I do too. Same. I thought Jin was boring as fuck, dude.
Yep. And now Jotei came and went. Like, the conversation's done. Like, the adoration for Jotei is not there to like a lot of people that adore Tsushima. Like, in fact, like, to me, Tsushima is obnoxiously adored.
I agree.
Yep. Yeah, so
I have a buddy who's I was gonna say, I have a buddy who's a diehard. Like, we talk about it, and he'll sort of downplay Yotei as if it's consensus, but I'm like, I don't think that's true, dude. I like Yotei way more.
It reviewed better. It like it's selling faster, so it's like, in a way, it's like it more silently is doing its thing, I would say. But like the conversation around it doesn't have the fervor. But that's every PlayStation first party game now, besides Astrobot. And I keep saying this, that the reason why Astrobot won, and I'll still call out Games Media for that, is because they were cowards and they didn't want to commit to the JRPGs that were nominated. And Astrobot was like a quick game that they could beat and rally against, like rally for.
Yeah, I can totally see that. I guess I'm curious as to what Asobi will do next. I think I heard you on stream. I don't know if it was a rumor or you were just kind of spitballing ideas that they can maybe potentially do a platformer from PS2, PS3, or maybe
I think in stream I said Ape Escape would be fun, because they did a really great Ape Escape level, like with the mechanics and all of that.
Right.
So no, but like I think I would have accepted a Metaphor Game of the Year win, considering like how much of like IGN and GameSpot gave that Game of the Year. So like that kind of tells you where the wins were going around them. So, and not many people talk about Astrobot anymore. Do you have noticed? So it's like so many games just come and go, and that's just this generation, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm like Colin talks about like all the time.
Where are the games?
Well, exactly, yeah.
And
but I feel like everyone just. Oh yeah, go ahead.
It does annoy me that like when Colin makes fun of that, like you have to remember like what people always refer to is the fact that we're the first party games. Like, and I get it, because we don't have a roadmap that tells us. Like, Sony suddenly decided to become we're gonna. Which, to be fair, I don't dislike it personally.
I don't either.
Announcing something quick and releasing, because it's like, oh, that's actually really nice. Like Astrobot, we got it announced in May, out in September. That actually felt really nice.
That's beautiful, dude. That is.
Yeah.
I want more of that. I don't want Corey goes in his bunker for 8 years and it's still not out. That's what I don't want.
Yeah. Only for like the thing for him to come back to is being a spin-off of the last game he did.
Oh.
That just, I know that game's gonna be great. I don't doubt, but
Oh shit.
it's just optically, that sucks. Like optically, like when you put it that way, we're waiting 8 years for this, for more stuff in the God of War, like in the God of War world. That's just so. That's a bummer. Like, that will never not bump me out because I feel Sony Santa Monica, it's due a, whatchamacallit, they deserve to do something new other than God of War. And I know that, Eric Williams, the Ragnarok director, he said that he didn't mind being the God of War guy. Which, I understand so many people love specializing in their one thing, and that's okay. Eventually, I think there's nothing more exciting than seeing a great team do something, surprise you with something new. That's how we got The Last of Us. When people love The Last of Us.
See you in 2038 when the sequel comes out.
Yeah. By that point, the original game will have been re-released for the handheld and for the PS6.
Dude, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in, baby. I'm in.
Yeah, it's gonna have another 2 versions, same as part 2. Like, I will buy them too because that's the thing. Like, I talk shit about The Last. I like those games a lot still.
Same,
but...
dude. I'll dunk on them, but I'm part of the problem.
Mm-hmm. And there, I do feel that it doesn't help. That has not been helped. That games taking so long, the online game getting canceled, and all that. Like, it just makes the conversation around Naughty Dog so sad. Of like
and negative.
Because right now how people feel, especially with next gen being starting next year, which sucks. I hate feeling that a PS6 is literally like still like apparently they're still eyeing it for next year. It's like, oh yeah, Naughty Dog like skipped the gen, and it is really funny. And this is something that I kind of want to write into. Dude, okay. Can I revive you? Is there a down and out?
No, it says waiting for revival, so I guess you can. But
okay.
Just take your time. Like, don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, let me try to clear.
Yeah, anyway, you were saying you wanted to write in.
I want to write in a call and be like, do you remember back in the PS3 era that you made fun of Japan studio taking 10 years to release the last Guardian?
Right, yeah.
While at that point, Naughty Dog released 4 Uncharted games and The Last of Us before that game came out, and now we're finally like, oh, there we go. We're starting to run.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's okay. We're getting our sea legs with.
I haven't played this game in a minute, but I should be good this round.
Yes. Yeah, I mean we're warming up, so that's gonna be part of it. But I want to be like, man, isn't it sad that Naughty Dog kind of like fell into that trap too? That it's gonna be so long that like in between releases now, when what made them great was their quality and quantity of output. I want to see how I frame it, because that's kind of like an attack on him, because he was always the one attacking Japan studio, and it'd be like, look at Naughty Dog. So,
and he's boys with Neil, so
exactly. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I gotta be careful how I frame it. But another thing I want to write in is because they talked about the Uncharted 4 that was like there were details about what that game was in the Jason.
It was
Schreier
like
book.
It was like Amy didn't want combat in that game, right? I vaguely remember something like that.
It was all melee. It was gonna be like melee focused. So I think that was in that book. I still have it. I'm gonna reread it. I'm gonna try to like synthesize and be like, oh yeah, here's some details in case you didn't get the book from that jerk. Like, but Uncharted 4 will always be one of the more fascinating games from the Sony portfolio, and that interview from Gabriel from Kiwi Talks is really interesting to think that it really was a testament of they were like, we got 3 games so right, we can do no wrong.
And that's the attitude you can't have.
Yeah. And then when then you realize Amy has not released a single game since 2011, really makes you think. Really makes you think. And Nova, I just saw your text like, is there a Sony PS5 exclusive you can please say some of your favorite games ever? No. From the exclusive side, no. If I'm perfectly honest. If anything, it was a game that was exclusive and now it's multi-platform, and that's Rebirth. Like, so that doesn't count. I feel like the favorite games ever combo from this generation is more the third party side. That's where I found them. So. Target out fire cooldown crit rate 5%. Yeah, I'll take that. The one thing I will say about the PS5 is that it's been the best console PC that I've had. That's what this generation is good at. Yeah, no, but like third parties and whatchamacallit, and indies have really stepping up this generation. And embracing that is what can help you not feel the whole "where are the games" discourse. If you're only if you're only on the first, if the only thing that you cared about is like the game that from the first party studios and all that, this has been a really piss poor generation for everyone except Nintendo. Like, not even joking.
Well, we'll see where Nishino wants to take things. It sounds like he wants to be a little bit more in-house, but we'll see what happens.
Yes, it's still like, he's still like, we're still in the prove it to me. I found a really funny, I found a really funny tweet about what's happening with Xbox right now, that right now they have fake it till you make it energy with what's happening, with what Asha is doing and all the moves she's making. And look, I have to give her credit. She's made me excited for the brand. Like, low-key. Like, there's like an infectious fighting energy that they're showing under her right now that I'm like, heck yeah. Like, I like the energy. I'm still gonna judge the execution whenever it's time to pass the build and see like what have you done. But right now I feel they have a good energy going.
Oh.
Yeah, what is the catch? and again, like, that's the thing, Nova. Like, that's the thing for him. Like, yeah, like, that's why I need to see whenever it's time to put up, because the Phil Spencer era was a lot of promises. Remember, it was like next year is the year. They became the New York Jets of the of the console market. There's no way Phil and Sarah were fumbling, willingly killing Xbox. Makes no sense. You know, I think what happened, Nova, unfortunately, the last few years of Phil and Sarah, like, the combination of ABK wasting so much money, like, them spending so much money, the AI boom starting, they probably, instead, what they did was that they became very compliant with Satya, and what they ended up doing was that by being compliant on the fact that they lost power over like their moves, they were just trying to please Satya, like what he believed was the vision of what he wanted Microsoft to be, that they just didn't care about like what that was gonna do to Xbox. And the new regime change has now coincided with the AI bubble popping, and people realizing the AI bubble and Sam Altman were a scam. So probably Microsoft I think I read that Microsoft is like paring back their AI ambitions because they were all in on Sam Altman, and kind of like what he was presenting, and not anymore. So probably like during those changes, then they're like, okay, like what can we repivot to? Getting Asha and maybe Asha coming in and being so definitive with.
Wait, where are we going?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I think there's an enemy I have to kill. Yeah, I'm kind of going in circles. Like, because I want to open the door, but it says that there's an enemy we need to kill.
Oh, is there? Okay, so
yeah,
for sure.
So, like,
oh, is it here?
Yeah.
Oh, over there.
It says that there's like an enemy. Maybe it's here.
Oh, through that door?
Probably.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's go to the world. So
okay,
yeah,
sure.
So probably like timing really helped there. That now that the AI boom is like slowly deteriorating, now they have someone that has a vision, a convincing vision, and that's probably why we're getting all these moves. Whereas Phil and Sarah had no choice, and they had lost the whatchamacallit. Dang. See if you can die and I can revive you, so I can like give you more health, probably. Because
yeah.
Yeah. See, yeah. There we go. Okay. Goodbye.
This is like 3D chess.
Yeah. Okay, let's see how much health it gives you back. Okay, a little bit.
Okay.
More. Yeah.
Yeah.
You still need a healing item. But yet, I actually just eat those losses for the love of the game is kind of realistic. It's like I would agree too, Nova. The irony is that I feel there's no other company that could eat losses and be able to be fine like Xbox is. Like, they would be the ones that could do it. Based on their valuation, based on like how much money they have. So that's why I'm like, and them saying that they want to keep Xbox affordable. If within the next few months we hear, oh yeah, price drop for the Series X and the S, that's like, that will tell the tale if they are serious about that. So, but again, right now it's all words. Show me with actions. Once the actions speak, I'll know to be excited. So why are you cooking? Man, that would be the ultimate, like, holy. Like, I doubt they would. But Activision is the reason why they're where they are now. And that's on them. Got a gun? Oh. Let's see. Take the map. Let's go to our right.
Was the People Can Fly game that they signed off with Sony, was that canceled or was
No, that's still in play. In fact,
okay.
Like supposedly, like the deal is that they're gonna work on a Sony franchise.
Wow, they said that. Okay.
Yes. That's basically like Sony publishing, but People Can Fly. People Can Fly developing. So a second party partnership. What game though? That is.
Well, they have, okay. So this. They have third person and first person, right? 'Cause didn't they also do
Bulletstorm? Yeah.
Bulletstorm, yeah. So they have shooting chops, and watch Herman put them on a Horizon fighting game.
Yeah.
Starring, yeah.
Man, do you remember when Gorilla hired the Rainbow Six Siege director and everyone was like,
Yep.
"Hey, is Gorilla bringing back SOCOM or like doing like a shooter?" And apparently the game that he was working on was Hunter's Gathering.
Yeah.
Like, man, it's just... It's what I keep telling you, like the over-exploitation of a single IP has been the most annoying thing about the PS5 gen. The opportunity cost. I think you mentioned that often there is hunger for M-rated live service.
Yes.
Like
Yes. 100%. 110%. This is what's pissing me off, and I don't know again because again a bunch of the live service initiative was sort of spurred again during that where the cultural winds were a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think I don't want to say this definitively, or generalized, but I think a lot of people, I don't want to say are over it, but are tired of it.
Mm-hmm. People want variety. Look at Arc Raiders.
Yeah, I agree.
Look what Arc Raiders did.
Like are you here to tell me that a modern AAA brutal ass bloody Killzone game wouldn't do better than Barry games?
Mm-hmm. Oh, come get some help. We're here.
Oh, cool.
There we go. Anything would do better than any of the green lights. That's just fact.
Oh.
Like
That's sad too.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah. It really poor, and again, like the problem with Herman is like he's a trend chaser. Look what happened with Halo. Like Halo went from being the trendsetter to a trend chaser franchise, and look how much its life has fallen as a trend chaser franchise. Like Herman has trend chasing energy. He doesn't have I'm a leader energy, which Shu did. Sean Layden had. Like because they were creative. They kind of like at least were always like trying to look for the quality in things. And I feel that's what speaks more to Herman. Like he was a producer at Gorilla. He was never a director.
And then after he was a producer, he became the studio head, which isn't a creative role necessarily, you know what I mean? So
exactly. He helped facilitate like the creatives, which is good, and I understand why he sounded appealing coming from first party. Be like, now you're gonna lead that, but they probably got the least creative person, like in studio head to shepherd that.
So let me ask you this: in the same pod, I don't know if you got to that point yet. Colin, there was like some ready to take the mantle, and I don't know if I would want this per se, but he brought up Neil and Corey. How do you feel about that?
I personally wouldn't want them as studio heads because I appreciate the quality of their games. They're also look how long those games have taken now. Like, do we want people that have taken forever to make games to be the ones spearheading a first party initiative? I don't think so. Like, nope.
Also, just imagine the discourse around breaking news: Neil Druckmann has been promoted to, you know what I mean?
Oh,
just
yeah,
imagine how toxic, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So.
Give me that help. Give me that help. There we go. I got it. And that one too. Hello. There we go. Yeah, I feel like, unfortunately, I feel bad for Neil that, like, I told you I met him. Yeah, I sent you a picture of me meeting him.
Yeah.
Nice person. Like, I literally told him I'm very excited for Intergalactic. Like, literally, the very time that I was in line with him.
Yeah.
And then he was like, he literally was like, we're not gonna let you down. That's all that's all he told me. And I'm like, I believe that. Like, I believe that too. Unfortunately, like, you mix the whole, the leaks, his upbringing, what happened
Yep.
in the other side of the world.
The other,
Like, I'm not gonna mention it, but it's like it was a perfect storm for him. Like,
and the cultural winds with like Grums and TJ Smash.
yeah,
Like you said, a perfect storm of hell for him.
exactly. And the fact that a lot of people are still very, very pissed about The Last of Us Part 2. Like, a lot of people are like, the divisive nature of that game meant that the half that were not gonna agree with those choices are still not happy about those choices. So all of that has kind of combined.
And they sort of voiced their negativity onto the next project, even though it's completely unrelated. Like, see, this is what he did in the last one. There's going to be some, right? So Neil's in a tough spot, but I don't know if you saw the episode of Sacred where Colin took a question. It was actually my question about how they should go about showing off Intergalactic. And Colin said, "You have to go to gameplay."
Yeah.
Oh no! So the next time we saw like gameplay of it, Colin was like, "Don't even throw an interstitial cutscene about it. Just go straight to gameplay, so you can sort of like shut those people up. Because if you show another cutscene, they're gonna only harp on all the quote unquote bad stuff about it, right?
Tari Gabriel and all of that and that. I feel like Intergalactic would benefit from a God of War 2018 style.
Yeah,
demo.
I agree.
And it's unfortunate that the first look at that game wasn't that. Because think about how powerful it was that their reveal of God of War 2018 was literally a gameplay demo. The moment that we learned what that game was, like, literally that was the moment where we saw that game being played. One of the most extensive first look demos we've ever gotten for a game was the God of War 2018 demo. And I feel that's what really helped like a lot of like endeared that game into a lot of people, even for the people that were questioning wait, you're no longer a Devil May Cry like, you're like over the shoulder now. Like, even those people that would like show that skepticism because they saw a lot of gameplay of it, and the next time they showed it was also gameplay, like that helped with that game, which is why like the seeing Ragnarok, that was probably like the opposite, where we never really got a true gameplay demo of that game. It was all trailers, if you remember. That's why a lot of people were so weird about that game, or so worried about what that game was gonna be, if it was just DLC and blah blah blah, because they didn't feel as confident showing it like they were 2018, which felt like a statement.
Where did you land on Ragnarok? I personally liked it more than 2018. I like the spear a lot.
I like the gameplay better, and I think there are elements of the story I like more, but I feel like that game is undone by its pacing. And it's the God of War that I've replayed the least. And I feel because I replayed the least, I feel like it doesn't age well in my mind like the 2018 that I've replayed many times. But every time that I replay it and I get into the flow state, I'm reminded why that game is great. So
yeah, I mean, I always think about replaying Ragnarok specifically because I liked it a lot more than 2018. Mm-hmm. But I just can't bring myself to do it because I think chapter 4 in the game with Angry Bodo, like that part is such a turn off. Like I'm not doing that.
And that part always kills me in replay. I've tried many times and it's so long and so boring that it sucks, because everything after that is so awesome immediately, but that part is so obnoxiously slow. And I don't know, like, do you listen to Jaffe's streams?
With Colin or just by himself?
Just like in general? Yeah.
Not really. Like when he's on Colin, I'll always watch, but
So I
I'll
catch
kind
a few.
of dip in and out.
Yeah, I dip in and out with him too. Like around the time when God of War Sons of Sparta came out. Like,
oh, I remember that. Jaffe set the tenor for that.
Yes.
Jaffe set the tenor for that.
Oh yeah, no, he absolutely did. But then at the same time, like, he did say something that actually does resonate based on what we know Santa Monica's become. That apparently, like, under Jaffe, Santa Monica was a gameplay first, story second studio, and the current regime has flipped the script where it's like they care so much about the story, the gameplay, like everything they do is for the story. And like the Angro Boda part of Ragnarok really underlines that, because as boring as that part is to play, the story tells there literally sets the entire like conflict for the rest of the game.
Right.
Like for what Atreus is supposed to do, and like his goal with the giants and all of that. It is an important part story-wise, but because the gameplay part is so slow, on replay it sucks. And it's the same thing that happens with Spider-Man 2. Like, hey, do you want to go on a bike to school?
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, like it's those parts that are like, oh man, this is so annoying. And
Or I don't want to like belabor it or beat the dead horse too much, but the part with Miles' girlfriend.
yeah,
Oh my god.
yep. And that's why in the 20 and even 2018 has a few spots that are like, but for example, the Mary Jane parts in that game, even though as annoying as they are, they're actually mercifully brief. I've replayed Spider-Man 2018 many times. I platinumed it twice. Like, the slow parts are not as bad. I
Right.
feel Ragnarok's Angerboda's chapter is too
Brutal.
slow.
Brutal,
just
dude.
It's too slow, and that's the part that ruins it for me. In the replay in the replay department, I didn't mind it in the first run. And also, I would say this with Ragnarok, I played a lot of Ragnarok nervous that Kratos was gonna die. So I had that motivation.
I was too, dude.
I had that motivation, and that kind of was like a really cool thing to have hanging over my head, because I was fearing, like with my buddy Paul, Angel Sword 21, we recorded a spoiler cast for that game years ago. And,
is it on YouTube?
It's still on YouTube in the channel. It's like you have to go all the way back. We were very high on it, but we were talking a lot about how like a big driving moment we're always nervous that it was going to be the death of Kratos was hanging over our heads. Were they going to do a Jack Marston from Red Dead Redemption thing, where at the very end how you keep playing was the fact that he's dead but you continue as Atreus in the post game. That was like things that we're actively talking about.
Right.
And it was until I finally rolled credits that I could finally unclench my butt over what was happening. Anti-energy pulse, interesting. Yeah, so I feel like then replaying that game without that tension hanging over, I feel it's a different dynamic in the replay. The one time I did replay it, which was to platinum the PS4 version, the one thing that I enjoyed on that replay is catching all the tier references.
Right.
Yeah. And seeing how something that felt like it wasn't earned was actually very earned. So that's something that I actually have to give it credit for actually nailing.
The one thing that Colin talks about with God of War that I do think is really true is that they get the macro right, but the
little things are always like annoying.
The world maps are atrocious.
Oh yeah, they're abysmal.
They're terrible.
And the worst part is that Ragnarok got worse. If you if you look at the UI from Ragnarok versus the 2018 one, like the 2018 had problems, but it was at least nice looking. Holy crap! Like the Ragnarok one was like, what happened to the UI designer? Like where did he or she go? Like this is ugly and unintuitive. And that same UI was in Sons of Sparta, like to the letter. I was like, oh no.
I haven't played Sons of Sparta, but is that true? Actually, like it's the same.
It's the same UI. It has the exact same UI. Like that probably is like that's the most annoying part of Sons of Sparta. That like it added the complexity of like the menu, like the annoying menu complexity of God of War Ragnarok for a game that was like an homage to the old games. So
right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It even has like enemies that are level gated. If you're like 2 levels beneath, you have no prayer. So it's like a that game's good, but it's not great.
Yeah, I heard Colin say it gets better
It
as
does.
you play, but it
It does.
really doesn't ever get better than like a 7, 7.5.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a 6 that ends at a 7. And yes, I just did 6-7. You're welcome, chat. It's it's like that kind of game. So, but to me, it's like God of War. Like to me, I'm of two minds. Like I'm glad they made that game because I just want more. Like if we're gonna get a lot of games, at least come quicker, please. Like we can get a lot of these spin-offs and all that. Then at the same time, I need the quality to be slightly better than just fine.
Yeah, fine these days is just not gonna cut it.
Mm-hmm. Because I would have taken, like, because, you know, that game has like a 65 on Metacritic. If it could have been a 75, it would have been fine. But the fact that, like, fine for that was, like, lower end is like, no, I think God of War deserves a little bit more care in that regard. And also, that game was too long. Again, another symptom of modern God of War compared to the older ones that were so tight. And
so let me ask you this. Do you think, I forget the name of the studio, something Cat?
Owlcat Games.
Yeah. Do you think they deserve a second
Yes.
a second attempt?
Yes. Because at least, like, because it was they did mobile games. So yes, the quality of that game was what it was. At the same time, considering they came from mobile game, it's still a step up from where they were, but it's still like that still doesn't give them a pass. But I wouldn't mind, like, if they could do another crack at it. I feel a Metroidvania God of War is a really good. It's actually a really good idea, but I would say the Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is a better God of War, 2D God of War, than what they did, and even Blasphemous. I would say.
Oh no. Oh, you can't dodge. Oh,
Yeah, you.
no,
Oh yeah.
hit.
Yeah, I got hit too.
I got hit. God
I got
damn
straight
it.
up. The character from Intergalactic should rock an afro. It's what Nola said. I mean, doesn't she usually have one? Tarika Rail?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah. Like,
I have no idea. I can tell you. I had no idea who she was prior.
Mhm.
Wait, how do we go back? Oh, we have to run this whole thing back?
Yeah, and we have to dodge.
Oh, no.
So we have to try to, like, book it through the right and then try to jump. But there's no. Yeah, you go first. There you go. You got it. You got it. You got to jump. Jump again. Oh yeah, you got screwed. Crap.
Oh no.
I got hit right at the start. That sucks. Okay, there we go. I got it. Let me down myself, and you revive me,
Yeah.
so I can have a. There we go.
Hold trial.
Assisting.
By the way, triangle is the button you shoot with in Final Fantasy. Just to let Square know.
Oh yes. Yeah, triangle is how you charge the. You do the overcharge with Barret.
It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, why couldn't they just put R1 in that section when you're like in the cart? You're aiming
No,
around.
not only that, but it's also how you have the Moogle with Kate Sith throw the boxes.
Oh yes. Oof. No, that chapter 11, man. That's like
Cancer, dude.
Yeah, that chapter is really I don't know what happened with that chapter. Like, what were they thinking? I do love the boss fights though. I love the boss fight with Vincent and the
Oh, yeah.
monsters, but
Oh,
and the monster you face at the reactor before you play as Kate Sith
oh right.
when
Yeah.
you're with Cloud Tifa and Yuffie. Those boss fights are cool. It's just that dungeon, that Amazon, like an Amazon warehouse worker simulator. That is
Yeah.
yeah, that's a thing that's rough.
Also, the magic in that game is so broken with the Genji gloves. It's so broken. It's so fun. Like, you can demolish bosses in like 2 hits.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Genji gloves aren't goated. But I feel like the opinions on Reaver really vary if whether or not you go for 100%.
I agree because
100% like
much-
really exposes a lot of.
I'm lower on it than the consensus because of it. But I will say that just because I went for it doesn't necessarily mean that I wouldn't have been on lower it than the consensus. I think the open world kind of sucks.
It's a Ubisoft open world. That's kind of like over time, like that kind of open world is like just it's antiquated, and I would hope that they have taken lesson because that was like Square Enix's second ever open world after Final Fantasy 15, and 15 was a horrendously designed open world, like with such little QL that I would say at least Reaver was a little bit more thoughtful and synergized with everything. Like you actually feel rewarded for doing everything even though it repeats itself. But I would hope that they bring exploration, like and more kind of like a player-driven exploration in the third part. That is
I also feel like the worlds, like the little towns, were super static.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of the nature that the game is of running on the Unreal 4.
Uh-huh.
But they felt a little flat.
Yeah, an old version of Unreal 4.
Yeah.
That doesn't even have a lot of the... it's why... get it, you need help. There we go. From what I was understanding from like the Digital Foundry version is like there was like a version that had a very old version of the temporal anti-aliasing that they were using. That's why like that game looks so blurry on base PS5 if you're looking very close. Like if you're looking close.
Yeah, no, dude, it's bad. Yeah, it was really bad.
It's really bad inequality. That unless you're playing on a relatively big TV at a very big distance, it's fine. It's still soft. Like it doesn't pop like Remake, which actually looks sharp.
Or on Pro.
Yeah, on Pro that is insanely sharp. Now, especially with Pisser 2. Like it's actually kind of impressive, like how that game's been kind of like a benchmark for seeing it from base PS5 to then the Pro and then the second version on Pro and all of that. It's funny that they like that game's constantly being. Holy crap! This is the Spidmore. I think the Spidmore Blaster is the like on the meta, if I remember from back at launch.
So I think exciting but a little anxious times ahead, just because I do want to see. I mean, we are at this point in time of sort of the generation that every green light going forward, regardless if it's single player or multiplayer, it's a Herman game.
Yeah. And he has to put up or shut up now because
100%.
Because holy crap, that eye just wrecked me. Let's get in. I still do feel like I agree with like what Colin is saying that right now he's probably like in the we just don't want to renew your contract. We're like we're literally just running you out, and then you're out. I do believe that's kind of like what's happening because I do find it interesting that ever since his demotion, Herman has become so quiet, even more quiet than usual.
Oh, remember, dude, I've taken a little look-see at his last message, and he's getting a ton of shit for the Concord stuff.
Oh yeah. And that was the last thing he tweeted, and the thing that he tweeted, ironically, was, I'm very excited to be like, did this new journey with PlayStation when he was made co-CEO. So, that's like the irony of all, that then after that, he just disappeared.
And this kind of goes, I know Concord was technically a shoe game in that we saw the initial pitch for it.
Mm-hmm.
But that is a game that I don't think there's any convincing that sort of the social wins at that time
No.
played a role in why the roster of characters looked the way they did.
I will say this. It may have been a shoe green light in that they signed the contract with probably Monsters to be like, hey, let's try to do a shooter on the second party capacity. See what it is. And Shuhei didn't see like the final product because it was just a prototype. Hey, we're working on a hero shooter. That's it.
Yeah, gray box.
Herman went to Twitter on 2021 to be like excited to work with this talented team over at Firewalk Studios. He took ownership of the Concord project in 2021. So even though that was inherited, like what Concord ended up being was probably more solidified around them, and he felt that was a thing worth making a Twitter post about. And then buying the team.
You know, there are a lot of valid complaints, I think. Obviously, where some of these games are being developed. So, Firewalk was another Washington State team, and that place is not cheap for game dev.
It never has been. That Sucker
Team
Punch
LFD, Bungie, Sucker Punch, Firewalk.
If anything, what has helped Sucker Punch being there in Seattle is the fact that they're a smaller team. Like they have never bloated themselves. So they probably keep the cost relatively like even by not having many people. Like they have kept a very consistent headcount there, so that helps. But like Bungie was a very expensive. It's a very expensive team that especially grew so big during the pandemic when they got all those investments. So
I mean, how much do you think rent is their space? Like it's probably insane.
Oh yeah, no. The thing is that. Go back to like 2021 when they bought their new campus, because they grew bigger. Like, and this was before the that was before the Sony acquisition. They had just gotten the NetEase investment where they got like $100 million cash injection, which is what they call it. Which is how they like that Destiny Rising mobile game kind of came to be because due to that cash inflection, because they're like, we're gonna invest, but we're gonna partner up to kind of like work on your IP, and through that cash injection, that's why they were like, we want to grow Bungie into becoming the next. They literally said they wanted to be the next Riot, like a team that could have many projects going, and they probably got javated hard. Like, so they javated Sony hard with the. Like
do you remember? Do you remember a couple streams ago, or this might have been like one of your first Craig Banner streams? You were talking about like killing the nexus of an idea at the crib, and you mentioned you brought up PUBG. Remember that?
Yeah, PUBG. Yeah.
So there's a missing piece that I actually was commenting on Patreon about. Somebody asked about like the live service initiative, and while I was typing it, I was like, "Holy crap!" There's a massive piece of this giant puzzle that a lot of people forget about, and that Bungie wasn't their first option. They wanted the Warframe guys.
Yeah. And Warframe was like, think about where Warframe is. That was a launch PS4, and like that thing launched at the launch of the PS4. It was bad. But they managed to keep that thing alive and update and constantly updating it and upgrading it and all of that. And look where it is now. They're a pretty healthy, they're a pretty healthy company that hosts their own con and keeping updating the thing. They have enough money to get Werner Serhog to do an ad at the Game Awards for them. That dude is not cheap, I tell you. So.
If anything, they would have been a better representation of like where they wanted this whole initiative to go, you know?
Yeah. I think what I do find funny, and I always found that really funny with the whenever it was announced that they were like being hired for the live services expertise, I initially was like, I don't think Sony really understands what they've gotten, because Bungie's expertise is just like on a looter, like literally on a looter shooter. And if what they wanted is Fortnite and Overwatch and all of that, it's like, I don't think Bungie is your go-to guys to kind of like learn the expertise beyond just understanding like how they were able to run their live service.
And the pipeline, the content
and the pipeline and all that, and that's like the only thing that I would say that you cannot dispute, that Bungie is does have an expertise in that. If anything, if there's one thing that they probably did really teach Naughty Dog, is kind of like probably really show them with hard data what it was gonna take them to maintain Last of Us Online. I still refuse to believe that Naughty Dog didn't know that that's what it was gonna take. They probably just had an idea, and then like seeing hard numbers probably like drove them really cold. I was like, oh no, that's the reality. So that is kind of like the one area where I feel like Bungie did do them a favor there. But it was still a waste of, it's still kind of like, again, irresponsible that a multiplayer title like that was greenlight without proper research about doing a live service. And the thing is, here's something that I found ironic, and I remember my buddy Paul mentioned this, that because when Last of Us Online was first talked about at that, do you remember when it was revealed at Summer Games 2022?
It was the concept art with Keely, and that was when Deviation
was the year before,
right?
The year before it was announced that we're a PlayStation team. But in 2022 was like Last of Us Online was announced next to the Last of Us remake, and unfortunately the Last of Us remake had leaked earlier that day, and Keely was really hoping that they had something else because the leaks stole their thunder. I still think like you don't end your show with a remake of The Last of Us. I'm sorry, like that was a mistake. But yeah, it was just a concept art, and I remember when that was announced, like I remember saying that yeah, this is another case of Naughty Dog starting a concept and getting a little over ambitious, because that's how the Lost Legacy came to be. Because remember, Lost Legacy was Uncharted 4 DLC.
Yeah, I remember Neil was like, we're gonna put out DLC, and it turned out to be its own game.
Yeah, because and their excuse was like, we got too ambitious. And then like I remember Paul being like, I'm kind of tired of this whole we got too ambitious. I just want the thing to be out. It's been waiting for too long. And I remember the day that it broke, that it was canceled. Oh man, he went ham.
Oh, I was crestfallen.
Yeah, it was ham.
I have over like, I kid you not, like PS3, PS4, and PS5 combined, probably like 4,000 hours of factions cumulative. Like something
Factions
just
really
dumb.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a really. It's just a really.
It's
fun
one
game.
of one. It's one of one. Like how many fair games are currently on the market? You know?
Yeah. And I think what people forget is that Factions was shockingly good, and it was something that they were not even confident was going to be good. If you remember.
Yeah, I remember the trailer.
Yeah, it was because they were not even showing it prior to the release of the original Last of Us, because they were not confident it was good, and it was like a shockingly good part of that package that made it even better. The fact that it had such an amazing single player, and then that multiplayer was actually so addicting, so unique.
And you tell me, like, what live service elements were in the OG factions, you know?
Nothing. There was no
Nothing.
need.
Nothing.
Just microtransactions they put after the fact for customs and all of that. It is kind of what I said, that I feel like Fortnite did irreparable damage to whatchamacallit, to what people think of a multiplayer live service actually is. With that whole constant thing of roadmaps and adding new content constantly, and all of that. The concept of just having a multiplayer game that exists, that gets updated a few times with map packs, or new characters depending on the kind of game you are. Like, that's the thing that kind of sucks, that's the expectation many people have for that for that kind of game, that it is unfortunate that had that not been the expectation, I feel that factions, a beefier version of the same factions we got would have worked.
What about hard?
Oh wait.
Oh, it's not it. Oh.
Yeah, this is the Tower Sisyphus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've never done the Tower Sisyphus, so I think I have to call you in from within there. But let's keep going. I want to get through the other biome. we're slowly making progress.
I got to with Sisyphus. I got to the point where I forget how many rooms I went up, but I went pretty hard. I was like a couple hours into the run, and like the frame rate started to get into Maddie plays Fallout New Vegas on PS3 territory.
That bad?
Yeah.
Too many particles flying there?
Literally like too many orbs.
That sucks. Oh man. Okay, press triangle.
Oh, triangle.
Yeah, this is waiting for other scout.
Oh, do I need to back out or back in?
I don't know. I'm activating. Oh, there we go. Okay. And,
okay.
Oh no, that's gonna take us back right now. So, look, we can go on.
Hostile.
And there's always gonna be the monkey spot scenario that the people that played that version of Factions actually thought it was really good, and that's the one that got cancelled.
Oh my god!
And the sucky ones are the ones that survived, and they're getting killed. So it's like,
and Factions would have been another M-rated. Well, not another. It would have been
the only one right now.
The only one, yeah.
Because technically the only M-rated multiplayer game that Sony has going right now is Ghost of Yotei. Because that's M-rated. Ironically. Think about that.
Yeah, that's true.
But because that was an add-on, it's not considered that, so...
Doesn't count, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Even though I would say the quality of that is actually better than most things.
they can't cash in on the seasonal battle passes. Like, that raid really came and went. That was like, what day is it? 14 days ago. That raid came out. Like, that end game raid. Yeah. I want to go back. Well, I wanted to go back to it in the, I guess now until Saros. Really kind of just free to play whatever, but I don't want to start anything new, obviously. And I kind of just need some reprieve from anything that's remotely like, that would be like a time sink.
Yeah, Rebirth.
In the way really, Rebirth was.
Rebirth, like, that platinum is just no joke. It's like, it really is the time sink is insane for that game. And it also makes you feel like you need to get it because you spend so much time in that game.
Yep.
That feeling like not getting the platinum after spending so much time 100%ing almost everything feels like a waste. Almost.
Yeah, going forward, there are no excuses if there isn't like a loadout system in the game. I probably spent, so I clocked in at 185 total for the game.
You probably spent 30 hours just on...
Exactly. swapping materia, swapping accessories.
I love the game. The art style of this game is immaculate. Like Doom, right now this area feels very Doom 2016.
Yeah, it's like yeah, to your point, Doom 2016-esque.
The Eldritch Horror.
Yeah, I was looking for a word. I was gonna say ethereal, but that didn't sound right. So
yeah, like Eldritch is ethereal, so that counts.
oh no.
I'll certainly say it's actually pretty bold that the first big PS5 exclusive was such a hardcore game like this. Like, when you really think back, like, the console had its launch era games with Miles as the mainstream kind of like easy going game, and Demon Souls being the whatchamacallit, like the hardcore one that then immediately was followed up by another hardcore one.
And you mentioned. Wait, did you say the writers on Spider-Man 2 are also working on Wolverine?
So actually the writer that worked on Wolverine was Walt Williams, the guy that made Spec Ops.
Oh, the Spec Ops.
Yeah,
the Spec Ops guy. Oh, I love Spec Ops.
Yeah, so he wrote that game, but I don't know if because remember that game got leaked, and then from what I understand, a lot of it got reworked too, especially with the change of directors, where originally it was Miles Morales director Brian Gordon directing that game, and then he left.
Oh right, yeah. Now he's at UK.
He went to Crystal Dynamics, and then I don't know that because he went to work in Perfect Dark when he left Insomniac.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah,
That's
and before they get to
brutal.
get canceled, man. That was such a big L, like leaving and then having that game canceled. So I don't know where Brian Gordon is right now. He directed Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is my personal favorite of that trilogy. People prefer the first one. I like Rise a lot.
So the new Tomb Raider trilogy was sort of my Uncharted fix when Uncharted wasn't around.
Yeah, it was mine too.
And playing the first one and playing the second one and getting the platinum in both. I have not yet played the third one.
Support needed.
Just sort of underscored how, in my opinion, how superior the Uncharted franchise is to the new Tomb Raider trilogy.
Try to be safe before coming to revive me. I'm dead.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Yeah, just stay safe. I think I have good cover here, so.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. Like to me, the only thing the new Tomb Raiders have over Uncharted is that I feel mechanically they're more solid. I feel gunplay's better in the Tomb Raider games, but the stories are horrible. The characters are so unmemorable. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's like I don't remember a single thing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And I feel that really says a lot that despite the fact that Tomb Raider has like a more involved gameplay than the more like breezy, simple Uncharted, the entire package of Uncharted is so good overall that it's still the better game. Because like you care about the character, the stories are at least interesting. It's so technically impressive, especially for the game for games for the time.
You say for the time, I say for the right now too. Uncharted 4 looks like a current gen game.
Yes. especially with that PS5 remaster, doing just little. Because when you realize that a lot of those assets are pretty much preserved from how it originally was on PS4. It really just goes to show that, like, when we got Uncharted 4, we got a game 2 generations ahead. Little did we know.
That's how they're built, like,
Yeah.
you know. So it just sucks that it takes being a high school student and a college student and getting your master's to put one out. But
Yeah. Uncharted 4 was the first time that I really like put that into focus, because Uncharted 3 was 2011, or like fall 2011. That was my senior year of high school, like the fall, and then Last of Us came out during the summer after my freshman year, and college was done, and then Uncharted 4 came out after I graduated.
oh wow,
Yeah, so I booked like Naughty Dog bookended my college career, ironically, 3 times. End of high school, beginning of...
There's some health right here, yeah. Yes, you're saying they bookended your high school and college careers?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and think about it, like, so 2007, 2008, so the original Uncharted, I was in 8th grade. So I would have gotten closer to starting 9th grade at the time. Actually, no, it was
Right.
8th grade when Uncharted 1 came out. Then I was in 10th grade for 2, and then senior year, like 12th grade for 3. So it's really funny thinking that Uncharted really like was there, and the first Last of Us were there for like the tail end, like through my entire high school and college. And now thinking about that time is how long Corey's game has taken now.
Yeah. But I think we're going to be coming to a resolution pretty soon, in my opinion. I think, if not May, I think they're saying June for when this next show is going to happen. I think 500% we're going to see both of those games.
We will,
sure.
and they're going to be 2027 games. I 100% believe that.
Which I would be so down for.
Ah, damn it, yeah.
Oh shit, oh shit.
Try to survive, try to survive. Yeah, careful with the turret to the right when you get into that room.
Oh,
Well,
Jesus! I didn't know.
sucks.
I didn't. I didn't know it was gonna do that.
LOL.
I thought it was gonna shoot projectiles, so that's why I went back in.
Yeah, from my angle, that laser thing looked like it was above you, but it hurt you. So.
Oh, brutal.
Oh well.
All right, we got this.
Back in.
Yeah, back in.
I'm still having fun. I don't care dying. Yeah, this is a fun game.
Hostile.
Are you a racing guy by chance, like a racing game fan?
I like arcade racers, sim racer. The last time I really was like into Gran Turismo was 5.
Okay.
And I only got it because remember that 5 was like such an anticipated game for the PS3.
Yeah, I think I was
like
delayed twice, like 24 times. Yeah.
So that's kind of like why I also got it, and the fact that it was like it was good, it was great, but it wasn't like this monumental, like incredible, like hard stopper of a game. Was the last time that I really got into that, and then other kinds of games kind of came in. I was like, yeah, I think I'm good on sim racing. But I still like the Forza Horizons, Need for Speed, stuff again. I really enjoyed the last Need for Speed they put out, the one that has like
the anime.
Yeah, the realistic and anime art. I thought that was actually Unbound, I think it was called. I like that one. and I enjoyed Forza Horizon 5. You platinum I remember when I went through your trophies, you got the GT7 platinum, right?
Yeah, 500 hours later.
Yeah, gosh.
Yeah, that's the platinum. I'm not gonna lie, I'm taking the Ravens. That was an absolute. There's no fake it till you make it with that game. Like you have to get good. There are no options. That is your option. You know, with Rebirth, you can do some. Even though I'd say the Chadley challenges, the hard ones, the brutal legend ones, were pretty get good. But there were some things you could do to kind of make it easy, a little easier, like using stop, using haste.
It's literally the Opti Noob strategy. Like
100%. You can't you can't strategize around the cheese in GT7 because there is no. The time trial laps that you have to do for all tracks. I think there's like 50 of them. You have to get gold on all of them.
Yeah.
They're pretty freaking hard.
I remember trying to get gold on GT1 and 2. I remember that back on PS1.
Back on PS1, okay.
Yeah, I remember doing that back in the day. Because my dad loved Gran Turismo, and we were always playing. I remember all the time that it took to nail that perfectly. So the one I never got was 3. I own 4.
Oh, I loved 3. I loved 3.
That's everyone's favorite. People call 3 the best one. That's the one I never had, but I did play it.
I think GT7's the best one in my opinion. It's really good. Visually, I legitimately don't know where they go from here.
And I think that game was also a game that benefited from the PSSR 2 update recently.
Yeah, I saw.
Because it was like it has shimmering, but ray tracing was like better on Pro. But PSSR 2 like improved it based on the DF video of the 20 games that got improved. I'm still thankful for these shortcuts to like from first biome to third biome, like because
now in Saros you can just go. You can just start wherever.
It's gonna be like a very interesting, different dynamic. I really want to see like if the story's as bad as some of the reviews I read said.
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah. That is basically, it's not as good for the amount of time it stops to tell it, something like that. So, and I remember Ains, my EIC, the Val guy. Remember you tuned into SG? Like, he's excited for Saros, but he is very afraid of narrative getting in the way of gameplay. So, I'll be very curious to see how that hits for him.
You know what was pretty funny the other day is when I forget how we were talking about this or what game like kind of led to us talking about Uncharted, but Don Leinhardt in the
Mafia.
Dude, I was like, he needs to have his gaming privileges revoked. You can't just say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't just be saying dumb things like that.
Yeah. For context, he was briefly a co-host in my podcast when I still did the podcast. I fired him.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I no longer made him a co-host. Like,
I really would have promoted him.
Yeah, no, literally. and the breaking point to me was him defending Mind's Eye as an okay game.
Oh my god!
Because he reviewed it.
Dude, that
is now a joke in our Discord. Whenever Mind's Eye is brought up, it's like
what is he high on Amy?
He probably would be. I'm not even kidding. Like,
oh my god.
Like, I don't like. He has such taste, and the thing that look, and he's earnest about it. So it's like I respect
Air quotes
The-
taste.
exactly. But that's the thing. Like, it's trash taste is trash taste. That's what it is. But because he's so genuine about it, like I don't mind it as long as I always like remember that he just has bad taste and he's fun to fun. Like sometimes you know how sometimes societies need their court jesters to lighten up the mood. He is the court jester of our district.
Like everyone needs a Kate Sith here and there.
Exactly. He
My
literally
suit
is a.
damaged.
Oh my god, he really is a kid. And he is a nice guy. And that's the thing, like he
I
is
believe
a,
that. Yeah,
he
I
is a
heard him
legit nice guy.
on Summon.
So he's like a nice guy. So which makes his taste so annoying because he's kind of like the kind of nice guy you want to have, but has such horrible taste that you don't want to associate with.
Sure, yeah.
So it's like it's those two extremes. So, oh man, I got F real bad right there. Crap.
You know what's a wild card studio? I think it's time. It's time to put up or shut up. Dude, I think you're gonna see me. I think you. Well, them, but oh shit, I got F too. I was gonna say Medium Molecule.
Oh yeah.
It's time, dude. It's
them
time.
too. Yeah, both of them need to put up or shut up. Like, it's insane that Media Molecule twice will go entire generations, like to show up at the end. Think about that,
dude.
Like, they literally skipped the entire PS4 generation for the very end for them to show up with greens that really just came and went. And insane that they had the right idea and Roblox ate their launch completely.
How do you detonate that? Oh yeah, dude. Oh nice. Damn, that did a lot of damage.
Yes. Holy crap, I did that. But it is insane that twice in a row that's gonna happen to them. They really, and I think Colin mentioned it too. Only reason why they are still alive is probably the prestigious Siobhan having gotten that BAFTA. But I feel at some point that can only get you so far because it's like,
sure,
what are you doing? I mean, they killed Sony London.
Oh shit. Oh dude, if I was
My suit is damaged. Assisting.
after seeing that pitch for their game, I would have. I'm like, nah, this shouldn't. There's no way we're shipping anything out of you guys anymore.
Yeah. And I get it. To me, the thing that really sucks is that closure will always be haunted by the fact that they held a goodbye party to Jim Ryan.
Oh right, yeah.
And then literally a few days later, the studio got closed. Yeah, you cannot go to the water. Yeah, let me write.
Yeah, I can't go to the water. Yeah.
But I'll never forget because that's just such horrible
Optics, yeah.
horrible optics. And now that we know everything about Jim Ryan, even more horrible optics. Thanks to Shuhei, thanks to Shuhei basically saying that he got fired by him because he wanted adjustment. Which is why, like, kind of like going back to Herman, it's like it makes kind of sense that it's like why he was the one that got the job because sometimes some people want adjustment for their crazy ideas.
The thing is, if Herman was able to refine that idea a little bit in the sense that instead of 12 live service games by 25, I think something a lot. Oh, god damn it! I think something a lot more set.
3 by 2025 or 5 at least.
I wasn't gonna say the number of service games per se, or like what year I wanted them out, but here over the next, I'd say like by 2028, here are 5 different live service games that we believe to in our core, and we'll push. We'll market them. But the minute you say we have 12, then you scare people, right? Like now you're putting like the diehard only single player gamers, which is primarily the base of console. You're like terrifying them. Oh no, here's what Jim Ryan's doing, right? And it just totally, like you said at the beginning, just changes the tone and tenor of the conversation. efficient.
No, literally. And then, because think about it, like, you get that, and then think about the last showcase they did. Because when that showcase in 2023, the last time they ever did a PlayStation showcase, like, labeled a showcase, I would argue recent State of Plays have basically become showcases by themselves. The only single-player game was Spider-Man 2, which was already announced 2 years before in the previous showcase. So that's what made it all worse, because it's like the live service showing of that at that showcase was bad because no gameplay. It was just trailers. The Fair Games trailer and the Concord one was even worse. Do you remember what the first Concord trailer was?
It was the burger.
Shot of a burger. And that was it. Like, come on.
Yeah, dude, that showcase I remember was the meltdowns were out of this. What?
Yeah, I had a parasite.
Happened?
Yeah, I have a parasite that if I pick
for sure.
stuff, it's like RNG. If I can get damage and get health.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Yeah, that showcase was the perfect example that if that was a showcase from after having another showcase the previous year, it wouldn't have probably been as badly received. The fact that it was the first one in 2 years, because they decided to not hold one in 2022. Like, that's why, like, it was worse. Because it raised expectations to be like, oh, you skipped, but now you're gonna come back fully swinging.
Dude, can you... You know, we're talking about Fair Games being an absolute disaster and joke, which it is. Dude, I don't know how they... Like, if you're them, how do you even show off Project Gummies?
You can't. Like, everything that they show from that initiative now, it's like any one of those games is DOA. All of them. That's just the reality. Like, the stigma is so bad. Like, the die is cast. But they still have to, like, they committed. And that's kind of like what sucks.
And Floop. Floop.
Oh, Floop, man.
Floop. Oh my god.
Man, poor Floop.
Man, I'm telling you, we've talked about this, or you talked about this on stream, but all these OGs have lost their fastball. All of them. Every single one of them have lost their fastball.
And I don't get it. I really don't get it. And the thing is that, unfortunately, is like, holistically, what they're doing, I understand why they're doing it, because I understand you probably get bored of doing the same thing over and over again, and you want to try something new.
Sure.
Fortunately, what you come up with is significantly worse than your original idea. That it's like, it makes it, why didn't you just do another thing that was similar to your previous thing? That's the thing that...
Do you want to know that kind of annoys me? Look at Project Gummies, look at Horizon Hunters Gathering, look at Floop, look at Fair Games. There's one color that every one of these live service games has, and it's like magenta and purple. Like, is there market research that says purple increases sales by like 25% or something? Like, why are all these games purple?
Yeah, I don't know, and I do wonder if, like, the reason why they went purple is because they are so wanting to get that Fortnite money, because, like, purple is all over that game. Even though I would say it's more blue.
Yeah, I say it's more blue.
Yeah. So it's probably a... Let's try to get a similar, but not fully copying it, kind of, like, aesthetic. Which makes me appreciate that then again, like, Marathon has literally every color palette available in such an interesting visual design.
Did you see on the on Circana it was 6?
Number 4?
5 or 6? Number 4, yeah.
And the 6th best selling of the year so far, and number 4 for March. So,
dude, I think the best days are ahead of it.
Mhm. The best thing they could have done with that game is just stick to it. It's having stuck to it. Because then at the very least, they can ride the wave of everyone wanting that thing to die. So then after that, it's kind of like that becomes boring old news, and those drifters, idiots, just move on from wanting to see it dead. And then Marathon can have its siege moment. If anything, like they actually tweeted today, they're looking for a senior brand manager to expand and grow the marathon, like the marathon branding. Like I saw that tweet today, I was like, oh, okay, so they're really committed.
Oh wow, actually, that was something. Okay, that's sick. That's cool.
Yeah, I need to collect another parasite because I'm suffering malfunction that keeps screwing me when I pick up something. This one is just...
You know, I was nervous that Herman was gonna get a little panicky and was like, you know what? We're done with this. That's what I was concerned about.
Yeah, what doesn't help with that is that they unfortunately have now set that precedent. Like, now that you did that with Concord, everyone wants you to keep doing that because it's such a egg face disaster that people are hungry. Like, literally
bloodthirsty.
Bloodthirsty to see that happen again.
Which, personally, I can't co-sign, but just given modern internet culture and the generations that are preceding it, or that are kind of taking the mantle with it, I get it. I understand it. Like, I'm not gonna be an uncle about it, but it is annoying.
It's bad culture at the same time. It's such a bad culture to normalize. And
oh, I agree.
Yeah, you're reveling on the destruction of hard work. Because regardless if you like a lot of stuff, like I don't feel like it's worth seeing games kind of like get killed that way. Like the way Concord got killed was ruthless.
Oh yeah.
Beyond ruthless. Like.
I'll see if I can try to find it, but there was a post when I want to say around the time Marathon got delayed initially. There was a post from, or not a post, there was a comment on the Marathon subreddit. God damn it. Wait, what happened?
Yep, we got killed.
Oh, do we both die?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, we got nuked.
There was a comment from one of the character artists on Concord, and somebody asked him about. I'll see if I can find the article. It kind of
was that about how long how long that game got worked on, like years down the drain or something like that?
No. It was no. It wasn't a tweet. It was somebody asked him like where things went wrong, because you know people were still to this day. We'll talk about the characters. We'll reference them. You know, if the characters are ugly, what are they gonna say, Concord? In the comments, and he said something to the effect of, again, I'll see if I can find the article and send it to you. But he said something to the effect of, initially when the game was being developed, what was cool initially wasn't what was sort of in the cultural zeitgeist at the end of it, and he said that, in his opinion, played a role in it.
Yeah, and I can kind of see that, like. But that's the thing, like, Concord's character models are historically awful.
Oh,
like,
dude, they're so bad.
Yeah. It's like
so Bradley.
Historically bad.
I don't even think if I was helming our team and said, hey, make ugly characters, they would look nearly as ugly as the one in Concord, which weren't trying to be ugly to begin with.
Yeah.
It's funny because Brad calls Daw the big dude with the blue jacket. He calls I think Brad thinks that's a chick. It's a dude.
Yeah. It's not. It was a dude. Like...
Brett calls him the blueberry bitch.
Yes.
I think it's so funny.
It's not a girl. That was a guy. It was literally a guy.
That's
It's,
a guy.
yeah. I remember the big chick with the robot suit, with
yeah,
with like the purple lips and all of that.
purple lips,
yeah,
purple
like,
again.
yeah.
Oh man, what an ugly game! What an ugly ass game.
But the thing is that when you were playing it like in game, the game didn't look too bad.
No, it didn't. I thought the environments looked pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it had like the high fidelity was there. It's just that never has characters be so unappealing. Never. And it's insane, like just how unappealing they were. But I feel it at least taught the right lesson that at least you need to make cool looking characters. At least because then Highguard was another one that suffered from that same fate. Even though Highguard wasn't even remotely that egregious. That game unfortunately had the weight of expectations, like crash it. But that wasn't a bad game either. I'll certainly say it really is funny. Have you noticed that Jeff Keighley tweets less now? Well, I'll wait for you. I don't know if you're muted, but... Oh, Mike died. Yeah, your mic died? Yes. What happened? Your battery?
Oh, okay, sick. Yeah. My battery died. So, all right. Cool.
Yeah, I can hear you now. So, I was saying, did you notice that Jeff Keighley tweets less now?
Well, I'm not on Twitter or X.
Oh,
so
that's right. You don't see that. So he tweets much less now. Like post
Is there a reason
Highguard.
for that?
Yeah.
Oh, Highguard. Oh, okay.
Because he was so like
Yeah.
part of that game's kind of like failure was the overexposure, like the exposure it got from Jeff, and the evangelizing that it got from Jeff.
That was the like it was getting dunked on something specific. Like they're like, oh, I'll see your like that.
That one is really unfortunate. I wish that game had just launched like it was originally planned. A shadow drop.
Yeah, they got bad advice.
Yeah. Because what's funny is that it had Apex Legends developers, the ones that made the shadow drop so like they made it famous, because that's what led to Apex Legends success. The very surprise release in 2019.
It's crazy that game is still going on, man.
Yeah.
The multiplayer space that like I yearn for, like the PS3 gen era, is just not even a thing, you know?
Yeah. None of that style of multiplayer, like at all.
Now things have to live in permanence, and just can't be ephemeral anymore, especially in this space. Like what are they possibly adding to that game that game's still relevant? I'm not even saying this like as a trying to like hate. I just want to know. Like I'm genuinely curious.
But it's interesting because like there is a new streamer that I'm currently following because she rated us when I was playing Resident Evil. Speedy Slot. She plays Apex a lot, and kind of like from what I've seen with that game. Apparently, that game has had like consistently gets like a steady stream of content that is fitting for that kind of game, and that's probably one of the reasons why it's still kind of like relatively popular. Isn't that game is very popular? It's just like so outside that zeitgeist. It's insane. Like Oh crap!
My
Yeah.
suit is
I
damaged.
feel that game is really allowed to just exist. And also, that's also another game that benefited from not being a Steam launch. Remember that?
Oh, that's
Like,
right.
yeah.
It was yeah.
It was an EA Origin thing if you wanted to play on PC.
Oh, that's brutal. You're
And
on
just
the
in
pad,
console.
so every time I hit triangle, it teleports me.
Oh man, kill your unalive yourself.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So we were briefly talking about in the chat yesterday, how like how Osh is like re-examining, reevaluating, and then
Mhm.
I made the point where like what you're saying is they can be on PC, but they just can't be on Steam, Epic, GOG. It has to be through the Xbox store.
Uh-huh.
Is that what you meant, or did you mean like through you have to buy the hardware to play the game exclusivity?
Yeah, I feel like the craziest thing that they could do is literally saying screw PC. Like, it is an Xbox.
Dude,
This is an
they
Xbox.
would-
Yeah,
They would feel the wrath of
the
man.
PC. Yeah, there would be the wrath of all the PC players that they cultivated since 2016. Because remember, it's like 10 years ago is when they went this
Right.
cross buy like in this cross buy
Yes,
world. Because
that's when Phil Spencer tweeted at Crap Gamer how you're mad that more people get to play our games or something like that.
yeah.
You remember that?
Yes, and the thing is that if anyone wants to like see the moment that the Xbox console stopped being relevant, it was that. It was them. It
I
literally
don't know
was
how you
them.
just didn't do that. Like,
Yeah.
you're telling me State of Decay 3 is not going to be on PC. You're telling me the next Elder Scrolls game is not going to be on. I just think that's impossible.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's kind of like what makes it crazy, and that's kind of like the catch-22 of where they are right now, where they're tweeting all these things that they want to go back to the renegade spirit of Xbox, that they're like reevaluating exclusivity now, that kind of like they're killing the Microsoft gaming branding to actually go back to being Xbox, which Xbox is and always will have been the coolest brand Microsoft has ever had in its history, because almost every brand that they've attempted sucks. Literally.
It's just as Colin said, and by the way, Bobby Kotick said this in an interview when he said it was a bad idea. It was I think over this past summer, over the summer 20. He was doing I don't know if you saw this, but Bobby
Yeah,
Kotick
that he
did an
wouldn't.
interview.
He would never have put Call of Duty on Game Pass. Like, yeah, that's like he even said it at the FTC trials, and then people were like, "Then why are you selling?" Because his excuse was, "Oh, I'm just I'm selling." Obviously, he was selling because he was trying to get out of the sexual harassment like lawsuits.
It was the perfect storm because so the economic headwinds of modern day gaming industry actually do, and the fact that Microsoft overpaid for ABK, and on top of the lawsuits, it was a perfect storm for him to sell.
Yeah. The lawsuit gave him the perfect out, like literally the perfect out, because that was also around the time where Call of Duty was finally, like the Call of Duty machine was finally struggling with releasing games. Like 2019 launched relatively well, let's just say, but
I love 2019. Oh, wait, you said 2018 or 2019?
the 2019 Modern Warfare, the reboot.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it was really good, especially compared to Black Ops 4, which was the first signs that the development troubles were starting to catch up to them, because they had to kill the campaign they were planning for that game. Black Ops Cold War had trouble, like literally had trouble, because whatchamacallit, Sledgehammer was making that game, and they got removed from that project, and they had they kept the campaign from Raven Software, and then they cut the support from Black Ops 4, so Treyarch could come in and finish the multiplayer of that game, and that shortened the development window, and then Sledgehammer was forced to make the next year's Call of Duty Vanguard, like in a very compressed window.
But that game was shitty, dude. That was
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
I hated that game.
Then Modern Warfare 2 from Infinity Ward in 2022 had a relatively healthy development cycle, but even then, like for Call of Duty standards, even then, Modern Warfare 2 was buggy as shit. In its campaign, in its multiplayer, it was missing it was missing features. You could blame, if you wanted, the fact that it was developed during COVID, but even then, like, a healthy development cycle didn't help for that game. That's kind of like what made Activision greenlight the fact that Black Ops 6 was gonna give Treyarch a few more years to get right, which then forced poor Sledgehammer to then have it to do a DLC for Modern Warfare 2, that then got scared. What was the thing? No, that was the at the last second, because that was the game that was gonna come out during the time of the ABK acquisition. They didn't know if the ABK acquisition was gonna go through or not based on what was happening. That they last minute they told them, "Oh, your DLC now is the next full game." And Modern Warfare 3 was a disaster, the 2023 one. But because of that, so all of that was happening with Activision at the time. So it makes sense that all of that got changed. Like Bobby Kotick was like, "I'm out now," because the headwinds here are like the annualization of Call of Duty struggling, and we even saw it firsthand in the hands of Microsoft, because it's so funny how a lot of people wanted to give when Black Ops 6 was well received critically and commercially, people were wanting to like give Microsoft the credit. Look how good Call of Duty is now again under their stewardship. But that was a decision made by Activision years ago, back in 2021.
Yeah, I remember, like, these games are roadmapped like half a decade to a decade out.
And then the Black Ops 7 that was bad. Was also
so bad.
Yeah, was greenlit too back then. So it was really funny that a lot of people were wanting to give Xbox the credit for Black Ops 6, but Black Ops 7 that fully came in under their leadership, like, was so bad. Like, so who's to blame now? So,
by the way, you know who's another annoying executive who, on top of Bobby, Lulu.
Oh, Lulu Shang, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when she was all over the social medias during that acquisition and tried to like get that thing through and all that, especially tweeting to Florian Mueller. Remember that guy?
Yeah. Oh my, dude. Where do they find these people? You know, like. That guy was yeah, exactly. Like, this guy was so obnoxious and so in the tank, and I just, yeah, I was like, am I completely shocked that fuck that basically that was their personal lawyer?
I'm not shocked in the slightest. Like, that was. I would say, like, the worst part of this entire generation was living through a year and a half of that. I was so tired. I was so tired of that. Like, I was so tired of that discourse around like that acquisition. Like, to me, like, what made it personal was the fact that learning that was the reason we didn't get a showcase in 2022. That's when I was like, oh, now my anger's earned. Now this came to affect us. And also think that the doubling down of the live service stuff was because they were scared they were going to lose Call of Duty. So that acquisition really damaged this generation in very fundamental ways.
Yeah, I agree. I just can't believe that. Well, I guess I can, because based off Colin's reporting, I guess he said somebody, and I'm assuming it's Herman. It just sounds like the most reasonable. I thought Rhodey would be the one championing this.
No.
Where he was like, when Concord was coming out, that somebody or like a cadre of people believe that Concord was going to be their Star Wars.
Yeah. Insane. That's still the most insane thing to have learned about like that project. That's how much they believed in it. Like, they were so sure that thing was gonna hit. Like, so preemptively sure they made an Amazon episode for Next Level of it. They had the hoodie, they had the DualSense. Like
They had
they,
the thank you for being a part of like the development plaque that somebody sold at Goodwill.
yeah, that's how much they thought that game was gonna that was gonna hit.
I don't know. I think we've talked about this, or I think Colin mentioned this about like uh, characters appealing towards the ideal, but obviously, like in a game like Last of Us, it would make sense for these characters to look like DLSS 4.5 or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But in a hero shooter, I think it's almost a requirement at this point.
That your character has to be cool. Like they literally have to be
to.
cool. And the thing is that I don't care if they decide to make them whatever gender they are. I don't give a crap about that. If they like, if a trans person, if there's like a trans character is like with really cool design, all of that, I don't care if it looks cool. Hell yeah, I'll play as that character.
Deadlock is not just male female. Like there's a bunch of, and Deadlock has dope ass characters, and that game is an alpha.
Yes.
Player, that game is an alpha,
and that game
looks
has
sick.
and that game has those things that a lot of these grifters like saying is the death of games and all that. And look how that doesn't even matter because
Nobody
Deadlock,
talks about it.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah,
talks about
because,
that. Yeah.
because Deadlock is just good. That's just Deadlock. Like, because I'm a fairly inclusive. Like, I don't care like about inclusive stuff in games. Like, I don't mind it. I only get annoyed because I know what the conversation is gonna be around that, but I don't mind it. Like, I love The Last of Us, especially Part 2. Who do you play as in that game?
I agree with what you said about. Okay, so we talked about Spider-Man 2. When it kind of just feels like it's ham-fisted is when I'm like,
bad.
okay,
It's bad because it hurts the people it's trying to represent. That's what annoys me about that. Because it feels like people don't understand those culture. Like the people that made that don't understand the culture. That's how that feels. Like the BIPOC artists are birds of a feather thing. That's just so, man. And the things that even I've seen people even from those communities be annoyed by that because they're
right,
like, we don't talk like this.
watch. There's gonna be like a massive. It's gonna go in the gaming league credit right around the time intergalactic launches, and I guarantee you it's gonna be now with how prevalent like these LLMs are, and how you can just take Neil's writing from 2 for Last of Us 1 and Part 2 and throw it into like an LLM and kind of not realistically, but in the minds of these people would definitely be realistic, is right around the time Intergalactic launches, there's going to be a massive quote-unquote story leak, and the Grumses, the TJ Smashes.
Yeah, they're gonna like parrot it all. They're gonna make like a million thumbnails about it. Like, that's what's funny. It's become so predictable. It's insane how predictable all of this has become. That's what makes it so like annoying to really engage. And that's kind of part of the reason why I've just kind of like I stopped doing podcasting in general too, because then it meant that I needed to kind of go dig in what are the news, and I know that
a lot of that,
a lot of those news are gonna be referencing that, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. It's like the world's already so shitty and annoying. I just want to have fun with people of every walk of life, like literally, like
and then here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get clipped. Someone's gonna post it on Twitter. They're gonna one of the, like they're like handlers or lackeys are gonna come at you. They're gonna tweet it at you, smash Grumps, and then Grumps gonna get at you, and then Grumps gonna have his boys at home, you know. So
it's a tale as old as time now at this point. And it's, which by the way, like right now, TJ Smash is so like gonna get so sued into oblivion now for never shutting up and all that. I don't like. It's gonna be glorious, man.
What's the synopsis on that? Like, I remember Jeff talking about it, but So look, again, I'm not on Twitter, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, so basically the TLDR for that one is this guy became so obsessed with Alyssa Mercante, the former Kotaku
I don't know
writer.
who that is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, former Kotaku writer, especially around the time because she reported on the Sweet Baby Ang thing, the Sweet Baby Ang harassment and all of that. And then he decided to make tweets about just make endless videos of her sending hate, constantly stalking her every move and all of that, disparaging everything she was saying, even being libelous about things that she was saying that were not even the things that she was saying. So eventually she sued him for libel, which there's and that's what's funny is that that's one of the hardest cases to win in the U.S. court for libel due to free speech and all of that. But because this dude wouldn't shut up about it, about that lawsuit and all of that, he basically just he basically unalived himself on it's gonna be one of the few libel losses that someone's gonna win.
Wow.
Because he just wouldn't shut up. He
Is there
literally
gonna be
just would
a
not shut up.
resolution of that soon? Like, are we gonna find out in the
Pretty
next couple
soon.
months?
Yeah, because he didn't accept the settlement offer, so that sent him further into court. So that basically is gonna bankrupt him now at this point. So with the legal fees and all that, because even when the lawyer was like, "Shut up, stop talking," he wouldn't stop talking. He literally would just not stop talking, and that sealed his fate now. And I saw a recent clip about him almost crying on stream.
Oh, dude, you have to send that. I gotta see
Yeah,
that. I want to
it's
see
from
that.
it's from K-Med. I have to see. I have to send it because he was saying that he was a victim of harassment himself. Oh man, delicious! It's just delicious irony that he decided
DJ
to try to.
Smash did that?
Yeah, yes, he was saying that, and it's so funny that the TJ Smash thing has stuck because the name is Smash JT. That's how.
Oh, right. I forget. Yeah.
That is his name, and I just love that name stuck now, the mispronunciation, because he doesn't deserve the dignity of a good of a good name. Okay, let me see where we're on the map. Okay, back it down here. So,
Oh man, it's gonna be glorious if he loses.
yeah, it's looking like he will now have to pay his dues for losing that, and that's gonna be very costly. And it's no one's fault but him.
Good. Screw him.
And the worst, here's kind of the funniest part. The reason why he kept doing that thing and talking crap about Alyssa Mercante and all that was because he was using ChatGPT to ask for advice of what to do, and ChatGPT was basically trained to comply with him to keep doing that crap. Tell me that's not glorious. That ChatGPT, is the reason he's gonna go down.
That's a TJ Smash story if I've ever heard of.
Yeah. But I feel like his greatest legacy will always be that Colin went to his shows to humiliate him. That will.
Oh, dude, I love it. You know what the funny thing is like a lot of the algo stuff on your feed isn't just likes and what you watch, it's the duration of what you watch. And because I've watched the whole TJ Smash thing, and it's like a 2-hour thing. And it was a live thing initially, and I was commenting. And I think one of his the redheaded chick, I think is one of his moderators. So I was so I was actively chatting, kind of taking the piss out of him, trolling him. Oh, he's getting dunked on, this kind of stuff. A bunch of his videos was at the top of my algo, and I don't want to. And then so I have to click on the little 3 dots, don't recommend the channel.
Yeah, that not interested and all that. I think you have to even block his account to try to save yourself. So. But man, that was a glorious night. I will never forget that night for as long as I live.
Oh, dude, I'll never forget the Matt Piscatella quote that he thought was.
Yeah, that he thought was some sort of
sarcasm.
gotcha. Yeah, that he thought it was some sort of gotcha, and that was literally a quote making fun of the people like him that created like false narratives from the guy that literally gets all the hard data for the game. It's like. The sooner those guys become irrelevant, the better we'll be. I tell you. Like,
I agree, but I just think they're here to stay. We're gonna get that with Intergalactic. We're probably gonna get that with Faye. We're probably gonna get that with Cassie Drake. We're probably gonna get that again with Until Dawn 2 remake. Oh, the Until Dawn.
Until Dawn 2.
Right.
When Hayden Panettiere comes back, if she comes back.
So that's just my read on it. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see that happening.
I feel like if he's like, for example, if he's really suited to Oblivion, and
you're right.
becoming a YouTuber like literally ruins him, that he will have to drop off from doing that as like his only surviving line. That could be a thing that takes him off the map. And I feel like right now, Grumps has become more irrelevant because a lot of people don't tweet about him anymore. Because a lot of those people left Twitter too. So that was automatically making a lot of giving him a lot of oxygen.
Yeah, I'd like to just get back to talking about the games and not about all these parts, you know?
Me too.
Like, I want to talk about intergalactic mechanics. Like, I don't want to talk about, Taki Gabriel, like, he shaves her head. I don't want to talk about that because it's annoying, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the only thing that I care about Intergalactic is it gonna be is it gonna be good? Which it's hard to doubt that from Naughty Dog. Even though we know that internally they have had moments where they thought their games were bad, based on what we learned from that Gabriel Betancourt interview, where they straight up said that Uncharted 4 sucked. Like that Amy version of Uncharted 4 sucked. So.
He said one of the directors said that.
Yeah, that it straight up sucked.
So I don't know if you got to that part, but Colin theorized it could be one of 3 people.
Yeah.
I theorized it could be one of 4 people. Because he said directors.
Yes.
Like, is he talking about the studio director? Or one of the game directors? Or the
it has to be one of the studio directors, because at that time, Christophe Ballester was still there.
Yeah,
and
it has
Wells.
to be Christophe. It has to be.
Yeah,
I could see like an angry Frenchman, like a Frenchman being like, this game, you know, like in a French accent.
Yeah,
I could totally see that being him.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And here's kind of like what's funny is that Gabriel didn't quite mention, but we've known this for a while, that there was at Naughty Dog, there was a culture that they would actually make you feel like crap if something was not working. It's like that used to be like part of the culture. And Bruce and Neil said that to an interview with Greg and Colin at E3 2015, when they did a GameStop, when they did a partnership with GameSpot for that E3, and they were doing these interviews. Go back and look at the interview with Bruce and they did with Bruce and Neil, when they admit that it's like they're used to a culture that literally said that make you feel like shit. They literally said that. Like, so that probably is news to the younger people now. Like, ironically.
Definitely, yeah.
But ironically, it's like that used to be like a culture there. Then I do wonder if has toxic positivity like infected Naughty Dog too? Because you gotta believe that probably was like studio wide in this current era. There was probably toxic positivity that told them that what they were doing with the Last of Us multiplayer online game was fine. Like, until it was too late. So, something to think about.
Definitely.
Because it's like, if it was like either Evan or Christophe, and I know, and the thing is that if you paired that with what Jason Schreier reported about Uncharted 4 and Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, I think you can put it that it was probably Evan and Christoph, the ones that said that.
Yeah, that tracks. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Christoph was always the fiery one, and then Evan was like the quiet, stoic one.
But and they were not like cagey about the fact that game wasn't working, and that in the interviews they made with Jason for that book, so you can fill in the blanks.
You know, it's crazy like how connected Jason is with Naughty Dog. Like, if I was Naughty Dog and obviously he's getting fed this information from somebody, wouldn't you want to root that person out?
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is that when he made the book for Uncharted 4, he actually got those interviews on the record.
Oh,
like
wow.
He went to... that was one of the times where he actually went on the record to talk with them. Like, he talked with Bruce, he talked with Neil, he talked with Evan. The thing is that when he was reporting on the crunch of Last of Us Part 2, I think he probably damaged his relationship with Naughty Dog then. This was like on in 2020.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so
right.
But back in 2016, when Jason was still was still in Kotaku, and he was still like early superstar Jason Schreier.
Right.
Like, he went to all these developers. Like, he literally took a sabbatical to write that book. Like, he went to and to be fair, I like that book a lot. I don't like the man anymore, especially having met him. Especially now that I've met him, and he was very unpolite. Let's just put it that way.
You know what? Okay, so Jason strikes me as the guy. You can tell me how close I am to the dartboard, if I nailed it or if I'm 50 yards off, but Jason strikes me as the guy who, growing up, let's say middle school, high school, was the dude, like, was the quintessential nerd who was getting stuck in the locker room, and now is at the peak of his powers in a pretty niche, game's not niche, but like, you know, the sort of insider journalist game space. Like, he's like one of the space. Exactly, top dog. Like, he's like kind of doing the reverse locker, where he's like, well, if you're not on my level, kind of pissed off type of thing.
Unfortunately, you're not that far off, based on the vibes that he got. Especially because he was alone at the lobby when I met him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, out of like everyone that I met at SGF, that was the most unpleasing person that I met. Everyone else that I met were nice. So. But that's just people. But I still give him props for that book. I did not like his other books though. The one that he did for Blizzard, and the one that was all about crunch culture that he did. That was the second book. That second book was more like, how can I say this? The stories still were not as interesting. Whereas his first book managed a sweet balance of painting the fact that crunch was rough in those studios, but it's impressive that the games turned out as well as they did, all things considered, with the exception of Star Wars 1313, that he was able to tell a story. That was the only game that never came out that had those troubles.
Right.
But he has fun stories about Witcher 3, he has fun stories about the original Destiny, fun stories about Dragon Age Inquisition. The Uncharted 4 story is my favorite of that book. He really painted a lot of logic into what happened. So.
I bet, yeah. I mean, I'm excited. I think they're gonna nail it with Galactic. I don't see a reality where that game is not at least a 90 meta. So
yeah, me neither. It has to be like a 90 minute. Like, it will be 90 minutes. It will definitely like have the precision loot, the first new Naughty Dog game in more than half a decade, which is really sad for the studio that gave us trilogies and duologies in a decade. But c'est la vie. That's a reality. And even the Gabriel thing, that's what I enjoy hearing about, like those interviews that this Kiwi Talks guy is doing recently, because he's talking with so many high-level people at Naughty Dog. It's really sad to think that they really became victims of their own success.
All of a sudden, you wanted to get him on Sacred.
I wonder, now that he's mentioned him, I do wonder if he's gonna try to get a lot of those guys.
Oh right, yeah, that's right.
Like, because it's like they're giving those interviews. Like, would they be down?
You know who I would reach out to? If I was calling. By the way, he's in a completely like separate industry now. Is Christoph Ballistra?
Yes, it would be interesting, because he, like, that's the thing, like, that regime of Naughty Dog all know Colin. He did the history of Naughty Dog. He was there for a week, talking with everyone. Like that's still to this day. Oh crap! I thought I could drop there. Fuck. Oh no, we're not supposed to be here. Wow. But then you don't know how tight they are with NDAs. Probably some people have like hired longer NDAs than others. Like, I can imagine like the president of Naughty Dog could have like a larger NDA to be able to speak on record and things. And if I remember something from like the lead up to Uncharted 4 in 2014, whenever you would hear interviews of Christoph and Evan, a lot of interviews always kept mentioning that they always looked very tired and annoyed that they had to talk about what happened to Uncharted 4. Like, because at that point, like, they had not shown gameplay yet. The transition had happened, of switching directors and all of that. So that's probably still like one of the most brutal times at that studio, when you really think about it. That was a torture development, especially for a game that got out so quick too.
I would say with Uncharted 4, I'm curious as to what direction they go next with the next game. Well, I guess there are some theories, and I'm curious what you think about this. Is that the next game's a remake of 1?
Mm-hmm.
I personally would like something new, but I can understand if they go with that. If they go that direction.
Yeah, we are in remake era right now. We're in nostalgia bait. And we are at a point where like we have someone that has no taste leading the ship there. that I can imagine that the the mandate on top is just to try to make crowd pleasing stuff, and at that point remaking a very old game that's gonna turn 20 next year. That's one of those that the statute of limitations for that game have more than passed. That game is old. Like, it really is that old. And there's a lot of things that haven't aged in that game. There's a lot of, like, at least the performances of the characters and all of that, and the dynamics have aged surprisingly well, I would say.
Oh, they're great, yeah.
Yeah,
the writing's great, yeah.
Yeah, that's still pretty great. But the monster cluster design, the gunplay,
awful.
Yeah, like for 2026 standards, Uncharted 1 is abysmal. Like,
Yeah.
from what you expect from like a tight controlling third-person shooter. The jet ski section, but it's old enough that they could go for a remake, and I don't think a lot of people would be mad. Like, honestly. At the same time, kind of like a newer game has a 50-50, because I still would love to know like what the true consensus was of Lost Legacy being a Nathan Drake-less Uncharted game.
Oh, I think I liked it for what it was, but I thought it was the weakest of the bunch.
Yeah. I know that there's a lot of people that try to make the argument that it's the best one.
No, stop.
Which, no.
No, we're not doing that. We're
Yeah,
not doing
like, It's a great, yes, it is. And there's elements of it that you clearly knew, you could clearly tell Naughty Dog was testing stuff for Last of Us 2. The open world was like, Lost Legacy was the test for that one.
Yeah, so I see a lot of people on Reset Era, like, I don't know, 80% of the people on that site have Lost Legacy as their favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm really only there because Jason and Nate and Grub hang out there, and if you know where to look, you can spot some things that go kind of unreported, or will eventually get reported, like much later on.
Yeah.
But dude, that site is just a cancer. It's done. It's
I hate it.
It's after Levin and Rebirth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hate it. I've always hated Reset Era from the jump because it's like it took like what the worst elements of NeoGAF became and just made an entire side just about that. So that's why I hate it. At the same time, I feel like I'm active enough in the news places they need to be active that at least I will get what I need out of Reset Era just by waiting. Or like,
True,
for example, do you see the Spider-Man news today?
I saw that you posted it. That Radix saw it, and then
Yes.
you posted it, and then you
And
shared
then
it
he
on,
posted,
on the-
yeah, and then he posted the Jason response to it, which contradicts the voice actor from Miles.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I think do you think he's like deflecting, like he knows it's not canceled, but it's like look over here, it got canceled, and then when it shows, like, oh wow, I thought it got canceled, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. So my thing is that I would think the actor from Miles Morales would know if that game got canceled or not, because just like Jury Lowenthal recorded lines for the Miles Morales game, you would assume that him and Nadir would record lines for it for a Venom game, and they would be told, oh yeah, your lines aren't gonna be used because actors rely on their roles like for credit and all of that because they know where they're gonna get residual payments and all of that. So that's why I'm like, I would think Nadir would know, and there's a really decent explanation for why that Venom game won't happen. The actor freaking died.
Yeah,
like we
true.
lost Tony Todd in 2024, and I remember when he died, the first thing that I said is like, I feel that Venom game is toast unless it is true that 90% of the lines that he recorded for Spider-Man 2 were not used, and all that and all those lines were repurposed for a new game. Because then how do you do another game unless you really recast? And it is very hard to get an impression of Tony Todd from anyone other than Tony Todd. Candyman is so unique. That's like the thing that made his graspy voice so unique. It's why I was so excited when he was cast as Venom, because do you ever watch the Flash TV show that was in the CW? That was also Netflix.
Oh no, probably no, I don't think so.
Okay. The second season of that show had a villain named Zoom, and the voice of that villain was Tony Todd. And he was such a terrifying villain for that show because he added gravitas and terror to like his lines, that the moment that they told me that they said, oh yeah, we cast Tony Todd for Venom, I was like, that is perfect casting. That is such perfect casting for Venom. And it sucks that Venom is has so few lines in that game. It really sucks.
Venom parts were dope. You know?
Yeah, but whenever he was in and he would talk, they were awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I love everything about Venom in that game. And to me, like, what made me more disappointed in Spider-Man 2 is that it made me resent that the game wasn't that. Because I got a glimpse of the awesome game Spider-Man 2 could have been if it was just a Venom game, instead of a boring Kraven the Hunter game.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Because my biggest bone to pick with what they did with Kraven is that they were not able to do what they did with Mr. Negative in the first game. That they fleshed him out, gave him a unique backstory that honored the game, the comic story, but made it its own, but made it unique to the game too. So it's not like I knew everything about Mr. Negative, like heading into that game. So, but Kraven the Hunter was a very by the numbers Kraven the Hunter story. So that was a bummer because I was like hoping for more from Kraven, but they didn't. So that's what made it so disappointing.
Oh, the water pushes you down. Damn, I didn't know that.
So yeah, I'm very curious about that Venom here. Like, what's the truth? Probably we would know if they would do showcases, right?
Yeah, is it possible we see it? Is it possible we see it?
Yeah.
The show next month?
I mean, if we have to give them something, it's at the very least a state of play. They have gotten consistent in giving us 3 a year.
Yeah.
And they're always timed to fiscal year.
I think you think State of Plays was a Ryan thing. You think Nishido's gonna carry that?
I would say State of Play actually started under Sean Layden.
Oh. Okay.
Because PlayStation left E3 in November 2018. That's when they announced that they were gonna skip E3, and then they had said that they were gonna work on new ways to communicate with fans. And March of that year was the first State of Play, 2019. So that started under Sean Layden. I would say under Jim Ryan is when they screwed up State of Play because they started doing showcases. So they like diminished the value of the State of Play because it told people, oh yeah, our big show is the showcase, the PlayStation showcase.
Do you remember that like one chick who used to do the voiceover? Like, check out State of Play.
Yeah, it was a generic AI voice. I don't know who even that chick was.
So I don't know if she's AI because like, dude, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. I was watching the commercial. I was watching football, and it's a commercial for like furniture, and the person doing the voiceover for the furniture commercial was the State of Play chick.
That's insane. Wow.
Yeah.
So that was like a stock. So that's probably stock voices they were using.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. I would say State of Play started improving the moment they brought in Shawnee Benson. Like, and her first State of Play was September 2023 after the showcase.
I remember that. Yeah.
Because the look of State of Play changed with that. Like with that State of Play, because they used the showcase. Remember, it was like, you knew a PlayStation showcase was a showcase when it was like the black, like you have people speaking and there was like a black background.
Yeah, I remember that.
That started with her. So, and I remember that I found that very peculiar. I was like, interesting. Why are they using? Yeah.
Oh,
I was like,
I was gonna say.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
What did you think of the OG, like the 2020 PS5 reveal showcase? I thought that was dope.
It was amazing. It was a great showcase, and I thought it was the best showcase Sony had done since the 2016 E3.
Yeah, that was fire.
Yeah. So it felt like the most confident showing of first party at the time, and a mix of third party and all that I was missing. And it had the E3 flair and the production value and all of that. So it's a bummer that that's not something that they keep doing, because the thing is that if you remember, they did 2 showcases that year.
Yeah, I remember September, right?
So, and I think that was a mistake having done that, because then in 2021 they didn't do a June showcase. Then you had to wait until September of that year to get the showcase that revealed Wolverine and Spider-Man 2 and the first gameplay for Ragnarok.
Yeah.
But then in 2022, no showcases at all. And then in 2023, a May showcase. So it's like, that is what I keep saying, that what makes the PS5 generation so... Oh, crap. No,
I followed you, dude. I
Yeah.
followed you.
crap. It's not that way. This is other
Oh,
way.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But the literal, like, there was no rhyme or reason of when PlayStation fans could get their communication with leadership, or what was like the next.
Oh wait, you're telling me GQ doesn't count?
No, hell no, that doesn't count. Interviews with those magazines don't count, like, are not replacements for showcases, ever. So. That's kind of like what I think, like, that's the root where why so many people are so ambivalent and so angry about this generation. That the communication has just been bad. And the worst part is that they've been rewarded by their bad communication. Like, they shut up, PS5 does better than ever. What does that tell them?
Yeah, it tells them that they don't need to talk.
Yep. And that's probably like the worst part. Like, that's been like the most annoying thing about the PS5 gen, has been that all these bad decisions have not affected them in the slightest because their inertia has just been that strong. God damn
My
it.
suit is damaged.
Stupid
They
laser
are-
always.
They are, dude. They're mega global, dude. They are like
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the equivalent of wearing like a Dodgers hat
Mm-hmm.
in a European country, or like wearing a Yankees hat.
Dude,
Anywhere in the world.
we wear Yankees hats here in El Salvador. Like, that is real.
They're at that level. You know what I mean? I don't know if you saw, but like one of my buddies is shit. Like a big, it's a big K-pop fan.
Uh-huh.
Oh god damn it, I died. And he was
Alright,
showing me a concert where like big K-pop groups, they were all wearing PS jackets
Mm-hmm.
with like Letterman jackets with the logo on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, this brand is just so
Yeah, it's so
it's
global.
it's not only that, but it's cool to associate with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Do you watch
it's-
soccer? Like, do you watch soccer games or football games? Like, or how we call them, football in international?
So I'll occasionally like kind of chime in, but I see that they have like the Chiron around the
With PS5s, with the PS5.
yeah
apps, so.
the PS5 UEFA, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
You see you've always seen PlayStation branding in a lot of big international sports events. So that's
And
why. That's where
a
they're
lot
so
of it
big.
is generational too. So
Mm-hmm.
when you showed me that clip on the chat where we saw like the true Xbox diehards were like
Uh-huh.
hosting this show, which I'm not shocked in the slightest, but
Yeah.
I'm like, this brand is just so, I guess, domestic and
Mm-hmm.
mid 30, like
Yeah.
mid 30 to 40s is what I get. I'm like,
Yeah. Xbox is
it's-
an onk brand, unfortunately, because it's like they're the only ones that have remained and have kept the light alive, basically, and have not gotten new fans, unfortunately. And PlayStation, by its own globalism, like, has engendered a lot of young generations, but also here's also the danger. Young generations that have taken to PlayStation as just a de facto machine, not that different from a PC, to play their stupid live service games.
yeah,
Even more so now with Roblox, that has a native PS5 app
oh my
that I
god.
refuse
have
to
you
download.
like, have you earnestly like
No,
sat down
And
and
I will-
watched gameplay?
yeah, I
See
mean,
what it is, just see what it is, just to see what it is. And I'm like, that game
I
is like
looked up.
crap.
Yeah, I looked up to steal a brain rot because I could not believe that that was a thing, and it's pretty distressing that's what kids find appealing.
You know, the sad part is, and I've made this point in the chat a few times, but I think it's true. What Fortnite is to Zoomers, Roblox is to Gen Alpha.
Yeah,
Like that's their game. That's Gen Alpha's game. So Gen Alpha's like today's teenagers, so 12 to 19. And it's gonna be like, what happens in 10 years when that 16-year-old is 25 is he gonna be nostalgic for Roblox?
I bet they
That's
will.
sad.
Yeah,
That's
and it's really sad. It's really sad that that game gave so many kids an infinite amount of content, even at the expense of the fact that Roblox makes literally zero money. Like, it almost
so
feels
funny.
like that. It almost feels like the goal of Roblox is like they don't care to make money as long as they destroy gaming. That's how I see them. Like, to destroy the value of gaming, to destroy like the expectation of what a quality game can be, because it's free.
Did you see the it was like day in a life. Oh, welcome to Roblox. Here's my day in a life, and it's this chick who works for maybe 1 hour and gets to like kick it and go to the bar and go to the personal spa for like 7 hours and sleep and take naps. Have you seen that video?
I don't think I have. And
Okay, I'll post it. It's
yeah,
it's
send
like
it to me.
adult daycare. Okay, dude, I don't remember this game being hard.
Yeah. To be fair, also we're not locked in. We're chatting, so we're probably
That's
also
true,
not.
that's true.
Yeah, it's I'm just I'm vibing. I don't care that we're dying. I like that we're just chilling, talking. So the game is pretty. I don't want to call it brain dead, but I feel like it's so gameplay focused that helps. I love that kind of game for chatting.
I remember when I was going for the platinum in this game, you needed to find like glyphs, and I would just listen to podcasts. I would listen to Sacred like 3 or 4 times in a row.
Just to give you entertainment as you're like
Yeah.
going in circle. Oh man.
By the way, I'm a 2 expert on Sacred.
You're what?
I'm a 2.
A 2X. Oh, you're one of those. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm one of those psychos.
Yeah. Yeah. That kind of psychosis is one that I can never become a part of. Like.
Ooh. Oh, this is a goblin.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's Colin's gun. That's Colin's gun.
Oh, this is the gun that he was talking about. Oh.
Yeah. He said, remember, Globler Supremacy.
Uh huh.
That's that gun.
That's the one. Oh, okay. Finally
Yeah.
got it then. I'll never forget the arc of this game where Colin started hating it. And
Oh
be
yeah, I remember
"This is
that.
not
Yeah.
This is not what I wanted out of Housemark. They should have never left the arcade. And he kept
Remember that.
playing it and playing
I
it. and
remember
playing
that.
it.
Yeah.
Here, come get your help. To me, this game, like I said at the start of the stream, this game is a victim of me getting a PS5 6 months into its existence, and I was too in the weeds playing Destiny and the Avengers game and live service, and I was waiting for a sale. Yeah, the Avengers.
Forgot about that.
RIP. I was one of its most staunch defenders, and then it lost me in 2022. The
That was
Crystal
the
Dynamics.
Sean SK game.
Yeah, the Sean SK game. And I will forever defend that game's campaign. That game's campaign was really good. You could feel the Uncharted influence of SK's in a lot of the scripted moments of that campaign that were not training you for the live service stuff.
Funny.
But I really like that game. And when it was clear that the content pipeline of that game was gonna dry out in 2022, that's when I let go. But I stuck with Destiny.
Yeah, do you remember the I sent you a while ago about on Returnal there was a thread, and at the time it was at like 40 pages long of Marathon's player count.
Oh yes.
Oh, now I think it's at like I think it's almost at 200 pages.
Yeah. Absolutely like absolute insane levels of Get Alive. or touch grass.
Tell me about it.
Open that. Okay, one to the left. Okay.
I mean, that's cool that they're hiring for a brand manager.
Because when you hire a brand manager, what that tells you is that you're trying to find ways to keep like that IP going in many different ways, and I can imagine with synergy and all of that.
I'll say this: you definitely won't find a brand manager for Concord or Fairy Games.
Nope.
Doesn't exist.
I mean, they thought. I mean, they probably had it, and they had to fire him when they closed that studio.
Yeah.
Because they definitely put the cart before the horse on that one. And what's ironic is that the secret level episode of Concord, it's actually good.
Oh wow.
And actually gave you an idea that there was something inherently cool about that universe. But it's just tainted. Hi Speedy, welcome. I'm streaming, just here chilling with my buddy KB, playing co-op Returnal. And we're dying a lot. Yeah. Do you kill the shark in
No,
in
I
RE?
died.
Oh, you died? Oh crap. Shit. We're about to lose again.
Oh no. That's funny.
Hell yeah, you made progress killing the shark and the plant.
Sorry, I think that was my last one of the night. It was fun talking.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll do one more round and then I'll drop it. But thanks for joining me, KB. This was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're down to play like sometime this weekend or maybe next week before Saros, I'm down.
Yeah, I think I might play this like off stream during the weekend, but then on Monday, if I still play before Saros, I'll hit you up too. As we
For
wait for
sure.
Saros.
Awesome.
But, okay.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks, KB. See ya. Yeah, I'm a solo player now here in Returnal, but yeah, that's some big progress that you made, Speedy. Do you not waste many whatchamacallit, ink ribbons tonight? Do you get a few more? You got 7? Sweet. Yeah, you probably like broke even because I think you were at 7 right around the time that I had to drop to into lurk mode as I was getting ready for stream. So not bad at all. Did 3 times tonight more than you wanted, but it worked out well. Yes, hell yeah. I'm very excited. I will be there for your entire stream tomorrow because I won't be streaming. So I'm very excited to see how much more progress you make. Because I still remember, as a forewarning, there's plenty of backtracking that's coming. So be ready. From like what I remember when I finished that game with Jill. So. You said I got real quick after your first hunter? Yep, don't blame you. Oh man, that's what a game. What a freaking game. That original RE game. Yeah, no, bye guys. I can't wait to watch the your bod of your final hours. I want to see that. And I can't wait to eventually get back to my playthrough of Chris. After I'm done with both Returnal and Saros, which is gonna be like what I'm gonna be streaming next week. It's a big launch game. I mean, not big launch game. It's like the big game for next week. So you went from IDGAF mode to grunt mode? Oh man, I can't wait to see that. But I'm so glad that you got a very helpful chat there. Um, that at the very least I can give you like the hints and all that, because like it's such an old game that it really takes a lot of like brain power and putting yourself back into that old style of game. So you're doing good. Oh man, the back-to-back dog and hunter. Oh. Yep. I'm starting to remember now. And it also makes me excited for whenever you get to RE2. Yeah, I'm glad like the RE community has been like so welcoming and helping you there, because I feel like that it's definitely one of the more wholesome communities of wanting to share the love of the game. And the only place where the community divides is originals versus remakes. Like what are better, like what were the better games and all of that. That's discourse that hopefully if you can be able to live without ever seeing it, you'll be a happy girl. But besides that, like yes, like everyone like gathers around when they see people wanting to play a new RE game. I saw them a lot when I was doing my replay of 2, 4, 7, and 8, leading to Returnal. They showed up. Back in like January, February. Oh, the Eldritch Horror. I don't want to go there. I can get further quicker. And I tell you, Speedy, like watching is entertaining too. I think you're really fun to watch, and I love streamers that are like fun. And I feel more than anything like an RE game is that because it's a game that you have to kind of figure stuff out and all that, I feel like it plays well. Like, that plays well on stream. Yeah, where it never played well on stream for me was when I was trying to do the Insanity mode early on for RE9. Before I had the infinite ammo and I just kept dying and dying. I was starting to get tilted. I was like, nah, this is not good content. I'm out. Like, I kept dying to the same zombies over and over and over again. And I switched to the speedrun mode instead. Oh, Speed, if you ever want to play a game that's gonna test your mouse and keyboard like skill, this is on PC too. You want to be like flex the Twitch, like your Twitch skills. But it's a roguelike, so. It's a game about constantly like repeating and improving and getting good, basically. So I think we died like 7 times on stream today with my buddy KB, but we were also just chatting about gaming stuff. So we were not locked into. But I didn't mind. Shortcut? No, I don't. It's coming soon. Get a different weapon, I will highly appreciate it. Reduce max integrity. Oof. Got 4 millikills now. Some mere amount of integrity, blade balancer. Ooh. Sure. Look at that. See how good the sword? There we go. Yeah. Good, good, good. Alright, can I go inside the house for more storytelling? Because I couldn't do it in co-op, so...
It's open again.
That's where the game becomes Team PT. Or RE7, 8, and 9.
Sleeping inside. Am I not the only thing that can enter here?
Not feeling like reading all that lore right now at this time of night. Let's see. Creepy. Okay. Do I have to read more? To scroll all the way down. Can I just get... Oh, no. We have to go here.
This melody. I remember that. What are you doing? Wake up.
I love how this game just kind of becomes a horror game, like, randomly.
Like the astronaut.
When we look back at the monumental success of the first cruise, tragic car accident occurred in the Okanagan Wenatchee lunar landing, it is impossible to divorce the forest.
Yeah, so many lunar landings
in
in recent times.
in itself from the effects the cause as road conditions were optimal. The car broke through a guardrail and plunged witnessing world into lake. The driver, the collective and conscious understanding, has suffered major spinal injuries. Her daughter, miraculously, at humankind's place on Earth. And thereby the universe originated from the moment we stepped upon the surface of another celestial body, survived unharmed.
Hi. Hello, Neil Armstrong. How you doing?
What do you want?
Let's see where this takes us.
It's you, isn't it, Mother? I told you to.
Been blinded. Been locked. Spaceship model. It seems to have a positive effect on dash. Oh, nice. Stronger dash. Sure, I'll take it. That's right, I need to do the melee kills. Three more. So I can fix my malfunction. Two more. Come on, we're Gucci. Small Silphian. So excited for a great restful weekend, Speedy? Sure, I'm very excited for this weekend to just recharge. Yeah, especially after what you told us on your stream about the field trip. Mobilite instructor. Look at that. Those are the best kinds, indeed. Yeah, I did I think I did Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now this Friday stream. So it was like almost 6 days in a row. I almost streamed yesterday. I wanted to play this game with my friend Paul, but he couldn't play because his wife went into labor. So he became a dad. So he couldn't play, and I was playing and finishing Pragmata. Finishing Pragmata on Wednesday, that I was like, I went to bed like at 2 a.m. So I was like, I think I'll take a break, especially I'm not gonna play with Paul anyway. And he got and his kid, and not only that, it's very exciting. His kid was born like no problems, and came early because he was expecting his kid for 2 weeks from now. So the fact that she was born 2 weeks early with no problems is a great thing. So I would say, as far as excuses of not being able to play, saying, "Oh yeah, my wife went into labor," is as good as any. So. Oh, NFL. Yes, malfunction removed. Hell yeah. So now he's a dad too, which is very exciting because I've been like watching his son, like how his son has been growing up over the last 2 years, and that's been very wholesome. Like he's slowly introducing him to games. Now he has a daughter. Yep, I'm the honorary uncle. Again. Spawned you over the ditch. I'm glad you got the auto rifle. So, well, I'm sad that I don't think I'll be able to play with my buddy Paul for a long while again. I'm glad that this pregnancy went really well, because the first time it was kind of tough. They went through the ringer. When their first kid was born, like he was late. His wife had a. It can be scary hearing what some pregnancies can be, like being nerve-wracked that something may go wrong, and he was kind of going through that. So I was very happy that this one was the only incident this time was that it was early. Like. Back at the hard biome again. Dune biome. Let's see how far I can get. Level 9. What's funny is that my buddy Paul, he was playing Pragmata, and it was really fun. It's really funny that that was a basically pseudo father-daughter story. But I'm kind of glad that he also has not finished it and won't finish it for a while, based on how it ends. Like, I'm still thinking about how that game ends. I was not expecting to be moved. Okay, playing solo, this is actually easier than when I was playing co-op. I wonder if the difficulty scales in this game. Probably does. Making some progress. Maybe I have a chance. Pretty. See that bridge? The last time I was there. Stop staring, stupid eye. Yeah, I think that tower is as far as I've ever gotten myself. So. Last time I played a solo.
Hive mind defended by the automatons. They would have been slaughtered without support.
We got now. What is this then? Here. Immerse carry keys into maxing integrity. First a minor amount of... Nah, I'm good with that. Oh no, you can dash here. Good one. Do I have to pass through the lasers? I guess then. How did that damage me? Large Sylphia repairs a major amount of integrity. Astronaut figurine. Personal item doesn't want to let you go. We got someone from Toy Story here. Shield bile releases an expanding burst of energy that turns hostile projectiles to oval lights. Sure. 3 more healing items.
This network in order to contain the secret. That was the intent. But the execution. Failure. It only slowed them down.
We're headed now. Ooh. Modified sidearm. Increase fire rate, overload performance. I think I like that about it. Starting too much. Nah, I like mine. I like it better. I don't care if that was like higher level. Slimy, I think. Auto burst while low integrity. What kind of malfunctions have more severe effects? No thanks. No thanks. I kept getting screwed by the malfunctions in my other runs, so. Recharging overload. Boom. Nope, I don't want you. Thermogenic launcher. guys, two guys. Not good. And that's it. Back to the beginning. I think that's a total of 7 to 8 deaths. Total this stream. Yeah, I was streaming almost for 4 hours, yeah. Today was a meaty one, even with a slightly later start. So yeah, there you have it. That was me, my Saros prep, going back to Returnal, making slightly more progress until I can finally complete a full run of this game. So, Saros comes out next week on April 30th, but there's an early access for the deluxe edition that opens it on Tuesday that I think I'm gonna get to stream it those 2 days early. So, as for streams for the rest of this week, I'm definitely taking this weekend off, and we'll be back in full on Monday. I need to see if the game could unlock on Monday. I gotta check if it does like the midnight Eastern time like unlock if you get the deluxe edition. Maybe I could play Saros on Monday if it allows it. If not, I'll be back with more Returnal on Monday. Maybe for co-op for people that if they want to join in, kind of like it was today. I'm down. I enjoy the time that I got to play and jap with KB about old gaming stuff while we're just slowly making progress here. But that's kind of the beauty when you just have friends to talk about the things that you love. But I want to thank everyone that got to tune in both on Twitch and on YouTube to hear to this Saros prep. Enjoy your time. I hope that this weekend treats you well. I'm certainly going to be resting quite a lot. And if you're still here, Speedy, I hope that you also get wonderful rest, and I can't wait to see you continue your RE playthrough tomorrow. I'll definitely be I'll be there in that chat whenever you go online. But yeah, that's it for me tonight. It's 1:38, so yeah, time to head to bed. Thank you all so much. I hope you all have a wonderful time. And let me see. Okay, yeah, fairly many viewers. So okay, yep. That's it. That's it, everyone. See ya until the next one. Hasta la vista, baby.